All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. This is episode 175, RGT, coming at you. A lot to go over, man. A lot has happened in this week, really, and it's shocking, and some stuff is a little bit more eye-opening than we thought it was ever going to be. Of course, I got two special guests with you guys today. We brought back our good friend, Hunter, a.k.a. Next Gen on Twitter. Good dude. Always a pleasure to talk to him, interact with him on Twitter. Glad to have him back here. And, of course, we got our good friend, Redhood, from the Overleveled podcast. It's kind of like the orphans from that movie, The Warriors, the Underground. But they're on their way. They're on their way up. They doing their thing over there. So shout out to Red Hood. Let's go ahead and get into these intros. Of course, we got Blaze 4K. Start with our guests. Welcome, Mr. Red Hood. What's up?
What's up? Glad to be here. Been a while. I think it's been like in terms of live streams, like probably since like the E3, like Nintendo when you brought in slow-mo to come save you and stuff like that when I was bringing some arguments. But other than that, like super happy. I think it's gonna be a very interesting show. A lot to talk about and digest, and it's gonna be interesting hearing what you guys say as well as people in the chat.
All right. You give me a lot of shade when I bring this up, and I say you look like Bitwit, and it's funny. The first comment I see is from Hustle and Motivate. He says, "Is that Bitwit on the right?" That's funny.
Bro, he looks like Angry Joe and Bitwit.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Just like the guy.
Definitely
What's
got
up?
The Angry Joe vibes going.
Shout out to Chief. Shout out to Hustle. Beardy. What's up, Sean? What's good? I see you. And of course, let's get our other special guest out the way. We got our good friend Hunter. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's so good to be back, man. I kept on saying like I loved being on the show a few months ago, and I've always wanted to come back. So I'm just super pumped and super excited to be here. So thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, absolutely. No problem, man. It's good to have you. Always great to hear your perspective. Great guy, also. And of course, Mr. Blaze 4K. He's already set. What's
Hunter's
up, bro?
got more followers than Sony's got games, bro. Hunter, if you ever want to give me like 10,000 followers, bro, I'd take that. But it's glad to see. Look, Red Hood's a special guy to me. He's always been a day one supporter. Anything I've ever needed from Red Hood, he's never even thought about it. Like for real, I don't ever think I don't appreciate you. I just want to say that. And then when Hunter, like when I found out, like he was sick or was busy, but then he's like, I'm coming up this week. I'm sick, but I'm feeling better. I'm like, yes, let's go. Now we got something going. Because the last show we had, it was just
Too much
it was
fun.
just
It was too much
bouncing off like chemistry. It was perfect. So I couldn't wait to get him back on.
Absolutely, man. So guys, I don't even know how we start the show. I don't know. We just go right into this acquisition. I mean, this was the biggest thing that happened. I don't know if we go what Sony should do. I guess we'll just start with the acquisition because this was a big deal. So Microsoft shocked the world. They bought Activision Blizzard for $70 billion, pretty much $70 billion. Obviously, with this acquisition, they got a ton of studios like Activision Shanghai, Raven Studios, Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, you name it. Pretty much the entire Call of Duty license, as well as Vicarious Visions, who is the studio behind the remakes of Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, which is kind of ironic they got those studios because, if I remember correctly, those games didn't come to Xbox. Did they come to Xbox on the PS4? I don't think they did, right?
I think they were
the remakes
Spyro?
later.
Did they
Yeah,
came
they
later?
came
Okay.
later.
Kind of
Yeah.
ironic though they got them because everybody was asking for Microsoft to come out with Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if y'all remember a lot of talks. People wanted those games. Now they have a legit studio in Vicarious Visions, which can bring that back. But before we even get into what could happen, let's get into the big elephant in the room of this acquisition. Microsoft now owns Call of Duty. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar when it comes to how casuals work in the industry, when it comes to buying next-gen consoles, they usually buy them for 3 set games: Madden, NBA, and Call of Duty. Microsoft took one of the 3 out of Sony's playbook when it comes to the PlayStation 5. And that's usually a crutch Sony lies on because remember, Sony doesn't have any multiplayer games, no heavy focus ones, and they rely on Call of Duty to kind of like ride through the gen as they get to their own first party. Now they got this, and this is now the deal. Let me go to you, Paul. Don't worry, I'm going to get to the update afterwards, but tell me how you feel about Microsoft dropping this big acquisition. I mean, obviously, we heard rumors that the next acquisition was going to be a big one. I don't think any of us saw Activision Blizzard on the table, especially with all the accusations, the sexual assaults that's been happening with the company inside, a lot of sexism, racism. It's like, whoa. But how you feel about it? Obviously, Bobby Kotick, there is light at the end of this. Bobby Kotick is no longer going to be with the company when the deal was finalized next year. But how you feel?
Well, I think that acquisitions were inevitable in the gaming industry. Like we've already seen it with the music industry. Like Sony bought EMI, and then we saw that with the TV and the movie industry with Disney, like buying everything, Star Wars and Fox and all that. So you know what? I'm actually surprised. Probably people are gonna be surprised to hear this, but I'm actually surprised that some of these acquisitions didn't happen a while ago. I would have thought yeah, in the PS4 era, like Sony would have bought Capcom or Square Enix or something like that. I don't think anyone would have suspected Activision because Activision, I believe, was the fifth largest publisher in the world. I don't think anyone would have thought that it would have been them. Like if I had to choose somebody, it would have been maybe like an Ubisoft that they would have bought, or maybe like a Take-Two or an EA. Activision, man, they're just so big, and Call of Duty.
Take-Two, Hunter, is Take-Two massive as well though? Like, aren't they massive? They're probably worth more, aren't they?
I
Or am I wrong?
don't think they're worth more. No, I saw someone that tweeted out the value of each of the companies. I think Take-Two is like roughly about like half or so the size.
Okay.
We can get the exact numbers, but it was definitely less. Like Activision was like substantially higher. I think it. I actually think it's kind of like unfortunate, and I hate to say this, but like to a certain degree, I think Xbox actually capitalized on the fact that all these scandals that have happened with Activision, because if you look at the stock value of Activision, it's gone down significantly, right? Like Activision a year ago would have been a lot more expensive to buy. I honestly think that Microsoft was just looking around and they're like, man, they're cheap. Like
Yeah.
I can get like a 30% discount on Activision. I know that there's a lot of problems with the company, but I can get this 30% discount if they just jumped at it, right?
Yeah.
I do think that there's definitely going to be some positives down the road because
Oh, yeah.
once Bobby gets
he has
kicked out,
he has to go.
Yeah.
He has to go. He's been the worst. He's pretty much the reason why most of their beloved franchises have been run into the ground in terms of just being the reputation. You know what I mean? The reputation has been stained for a lot of these games, and I do think under Microsoft's leadership, it'll be better down the road.
Do you know, guys? I don't know if people are aware of this, that Microsoft didn't just say, "Ooh, Activision, let me buy him." Activision approached Facebook to acquire them, and Facebook denied it, or they didn't want to buy them, and then they went to Microsoft. They basically said, "Look, Facebook's got a shit ton of money. If they're not going to buy them, let's go to So that's a lot of money. I remember looking at that Bethesda deal, guys, and I'm like, dude, $7 billion.
Right.
I was
we
like,
thought
wow,
that'd be the end.
that's nothing's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And then, dude,
compare that to like the few $100,000 for Insomniac. Right?
Yeah, they only paid
we stole Insomniac though.
$200 million. But then again, most of their main games are already with PlayStation. So I guess it was just kind of like, well, I mean, you might as well just merge because we have a good working relationship. Which I guess.
Thank God Sony bought Insomniac, bro. Thank God they bought them.
Yeah.
Because
that's like their ace card right now. Because I hate to break it to you, like Naughty Dog, Last of Us Remake, that's not enough to counteract what we're about to see with this Activision deal, nor is Factions multiplayer. Unless it's probably like the Factions 1 multiplayer redone, like part 2, you know what I mean, with the new mechanics, maybe. But I don't really think that's enough to counteract something this big.
Hey, Big Cloud, this shit's far away, bro. Like, by the time Bethesda and it's all these games that coming out, by the time the effects of Call of Duty even like hits, like Sony probably already had a deal lined up for the next Call of Duty. They already probably inked that deal.
I said that.
So my thing is, we're not going to see the repercussions of this shit until like a few years.
2025.
And even so, Big Cloud, I'm telling you, I seen all these guys post their PlayStation, year list. You know what I'm talking about, right, Hunter? I'm sure you guys
year in review, yeah.
Right, and look, out of a couple guys that I know, I've seen maybe 100 of them. Bro, there was only like 2-3 people that had Call of Duty in their even top 5. It was all single player, Assassin's Creed, Returnals, Ratchet and Clanks. And I'm not saying, Blaze, Twitter doesn't mean casual audience. Absolutely not. Obviously, Call of Duty sells at the top every single time they come out. I'm just telling you that, this is why you got to be a multi-console owner, number one. So if you got a couple, listen, you might be a PlayStation fan, but this is why you got to own multiple platforms.
Yeah,
you're not at, you don't got a gun to your head, dude. You're good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I agree. Redhood, what you think about this? Don't worry, we're gonna get into the gravity of the situation afterwards. But how you feel about them acquiring them? Are you blown away by this? Overwhelmed?
Definitely blown away because like Blaze said, but the Bethesda deal was huge. No one would have thought $70 billion for Activision that they would do it. And I guarantee you, if it wasn't for the scandal or anything like that, and Microsoft wanted to, it would have been way more. Way more. Like probably do 40% of the shares and stuff like that. Maybe 110 billion or something like that. Under 20. That's me just guessing at that point. But it's definitely impressive. Gravity in terms of situation, which we'll get into later. It's going to be scary. I'll say that because
we'll get into that because a lot of people need to understand the gravity of the situation. Blaze, how you feeling about this, man? I know you were shocked as much as I was. You did an emergency Solidcast meeting. I had to jump in, but how you feeling,
bro? Like I said, I think I was telling the guys this. I was at work and I'm just, I'm bored. I have nothing to do, and I clicked Twitter. And I swear, I doubled back. I took the crust out of my fucking eye. I'm like, wait, And I just refreshed the page and it said trending again. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be a bad day for your blue team here. And I refreshed, I kept seeing it's over and blah blah blah. Like, dude, it blew. The fact that, listen, this is a monopoly, bro. The fact that Microsoft would just back up their money truck and literally, listen, I might be biased, chat, but again, the scenario hasn't changed with Microsoft. Okay, I'm sorry if this bothers you.
Here we go.
Microsoft, look, it's just the facts. Until I can see Microsoft build a game from the ground up, okay, their own, like, it's like if you can't beat them, buy them. It's like,
okay,
look, I'm not saying, look,
no, I'm
hearing, the main complaint from Sony guys is, oh, you guys got no games. Well, guess what, guys? Microsoft got a lot of fucking games. Excuse my language. They really do. Once this shit starts steamrolling, I'm telling you, the Bethesda, then the Activision shit, plus what Microsoft already has.
And we're not even counting dream projects. Like, you might get a Doom and Halo crossover or something.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, they also have like third-party deals too, right?
Yep.
Contraband is coming out like as dust falls. Like, I saw someone tweet that they had 32 studios now.
Yeah. 32.
32, and Sony's got like 17. I think that's what the last count was. Crazy,
hey,
man. Like,
Hunter, let me ask you something. Would you rather eat 32 McChickens or 17 steaks?
Whoa. We always say like,
I know Sony fans. You were saying that Sony fans are some people are scared and they are freaking out about this.
Yeah.
But Sony is still in a strong position as far as I know. I saw people that were tweeting about the annual revenues, and Sony, even after the acquisition, still is just slightly bigger than Xbox with Bethesda and with Activision. So like, imagine, like, just think about how great Sony has been the last couple of gens, that they have just had such a dominant lead that they actually essentially forced their next competitor to buy 70 billion plus 7.5 billion plus Minecraft 2.5, like $80 billion they've had to spend on acquisitions just to get to the same level as where Sony is at. And Sony's been doing, like, come on, how much was Housemarque? 150,000. I don't know.
Like, these studios, they're getting them on dirt cheap, but I think it's mostly because they built that working relationship with them and they know they got that creative freedom. I guess that's why they're just selling. But
yeah, like Sony's like probably spent less than $1 billion on all these acquisitions.
Hunter, Hunter, listen to this, bro. Look at Insomniac Games, and I'm telling you, dude, you can look at Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Let's just say those two games.
Most anticipated games.
Right, they're the most anticipated. I guarantee you, whatever Activision got up their sleeve of Bethesda, they'll go toe-to-toe, if not outshine anything Xbox got. So I'm, just because you're spending money on something doesn't mean it's better or it's going to produce the better game. That has nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? So I think Sony, look, everybody says Microsoft's the underdog. I guess if you're looking at sales, but
yeah, we're looking at sales, or we're looking at overall opportunity to capture market share. They're looking to make a good comeback, especially when that deal is officially done. And let's talk about the gravity of this. So, when this news hit me, my phone's going off. I see Hunter's tweet. I see everybody tweet. I'm like, well, what's going on? Then everybody just messaging me, calling me, like, yo, they did it. I'm like, what you mean they did it? They bought Activision. I'm like, no way. I go watch this. And the first thing I see is like people saying like, oh, nobody plays Call of Duty. Call of Duty doesn't matter. Sony's still number one. Okay. Sony is not in any position right now to where we can even say that, because Sony doesn't have a multiplayer game that's even ongoing, for one, and two, as popular or as big as Call of Duty. Yeah, they don't have nothing going on right now. They don't have nothing.
That's irrelevant.
Right now. Sony needs a multiplayer. How long have we been saying this?
They
do need.
They've been in first place for the last 2 generations without any multiplayer.
But they had the backing of Call of Duty and all these other games to go through.
Right, that's why you got third-party support.
Yeah,
but Call of Duty ain't going nowhere, is it, Big Cloud?
Did you? Okay, let's get about. Let's talk about that. Let's go about that. Let's talk about that. Because Phil Spencer came out yesterday and he said that our desire to keep Call of Duty and PlayStation is something that we want. We do want to do that. However, he was very vague about this. And you look at the tone of that tweet and how cryptic that tweet was, and you compare it to the one we got for Bethesda, I wouldn't sit here and be bold and saying all games are gonna be on PlayStation. What I see is them, because they said in bold letters, we're gonna honor all agreements. So any Call of Duty games that's on the table, let's say right now for 2023, 4, or whatever, those are gonna be honored. Warzone, it's not going to go. Yeah, Warzone's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. That's going to be open. What I see happening is they're going to make a new version of Warzone down the road strictly for next gen. That won't come to PlayStation. I can see the mainstream Call of Duty games not coming to PlayStation down the road after all these deals and commitments are done. That's how I see they're going to do this. And the reason why I see them doing this, because you think about it, it goes back to what Phil Spencer said a while ago. And if you listen to his tweet, he said desire. What did Phil Spencer say about PlayStation? I know Hunter remembers this, about Game Pass. He never ruled out that Game Pass might come to PlayStation, did he, Hunter? Mm-hmm. He really wants that on PlayStation. I think like, that's his leverage.
When I first read Phil Spencer's tweet, I initially thought, I think like almost everyone else thought, like, oh wow, like Call of Duty's going to stay on PlayStation. Like he's making a commitment to make it stay on PlayStation. But then I read it again and again and again. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, he's saying that the contractual agreements are going to be honored, which makes total sense. And Sony might have a deal for like the next couple of years or
right.
2
they usually
years
sign
whatever, right?
A few years in advance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we might see Call of Duty annual releases, up until like, next 2 or 3 years. But then the next sentence where he said desires, like he desires to get them on PlayStation, to me is saying, like, first of all, it's not a commitment. Like, it's not a commitment at all. Like, he's just saying that he wants it. He wants it. It's not that it is going to be on PlayStation, but But you can honestly see that he is trying to leverage something in the background, and obviously, like, Phil's already mentioned that he wants Game Pass everywhere, and he's even tried to get it on things like Nintendo and PlayStation, but those conversations didn't go anywhere. But I mean, like if Xbox just goes to Sony and says, look, like, and when your contract is up in 3 years, we're taking Call of Duty off your platform. But if you put Game Pass on your platform, then sure, like, we'll work out some kind of financial arrangement, right? Like, maybe you get a certain cut of like DLCs that for whoever buys it through Game Pass on PS5 or whatever.
Get like a proceeds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. What I actually think might end up happening, or what I think Phil is probably doing, is I think that he's trying to get like a modified version. Excuse me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Of Game Pass. Sorry, I need a drink here.
Oh, you're fine. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just getting over a sickness.
Yeah, you're recovering.
Guys, everybody, prayer emojis in the chat for this awesome dude. He came on. He's recovering from COVID.
I think that he, like, the most logical thing is a modified version that doesn't include a lot of the third-party content, right? Like, get the Xbox studios, get Bethesda, get Activision, put that into a package. Maybe it's like a PS Plus upsell, PS Plus with Game Pass, an extra, like, $6 or $7 a month or whatever, right? That way, Sony's not going to lose out on the third-party sales, because they don't want people to, like, like Back 4 Blood was on there, and like the new Rainbow Six is like day one. Like, Sony wants the full price sales of that, right? They don't want that on Game Pass, I think. So that's what I think is probably on the table right now. Like, let's try to get Game Pass on PlayStation, and if that doesn't work, let's try to get a modified, stripped down version that's not really competing with what it's actually just bringing new content.
Hunter, do you hear what you're telling me right now? The day I boot up my PlayStation, Hunter, and if I see a fucking Game Pass tab to the right, I'm telling you, I might as well throw my PlayStation out. Listen, if Sony allows them, oh my God, bro, listen, man.
I mean,
if they allow them to put Game Pass on a PlayStation, they might as well wrap it up and call it. Like, seriously, what?
I mean, personally,
that would be incredible value, and I can see eventually down the line, like, if they like, hey, look, you want COD or not, dude? Like, this is your option.
This
like,
is the
I
leverage,
get what you're
bro.
saying.
Yeah. This is the ultimate leverage right here. Man. When you have something like this that drives console sales, the last thing Sony ever wants to hear is these words I'm about to say. yes, Xbox platforms or Game Pass platforms are the only way to experience Call of Duty, and that's it. As soon as that statement drops, and Sony's over here like, yeah, we're not allowing Game Pass on here. That's gonna cause a shift in a lot of people because a lot of people
lasts forever,
double up.
man.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Call of Duty's been on a run,
Call.
man. But Call of Duty's on a. It's been.
And I'm glad you said that.
Itself has been on a
I'm
trajectory
glad you said that.
pointing-
Yes, because leadership in Call of Duty and Activision was not where it needed to be. Now with the new unionization, them literally trimming the fat of people who don't belong there. Bobby Kotick, even though he's gonna get this golden parachute, is it $350 million this guy's gonna walk away with when this deal is done? But he's gonna walk away fine. But the thing is, the brighter future in this, I see stuff coming back from one, and also actual, I don't know, love goes back into these games because Call of Duty, it never felt the same. I don't know about you guys. I can't vouch for you guys, but it never felt the same for me after like Black Ops 2. It just
that's the problem right there, Big Cloud. Call of Duty is always felt the fucking same. That's the problem with Call of Duty.
I'm talking about
it's the same game with a skin.
I mean, it is a different thing with a skin, but I'm talking about in terms of quality, like just the way they handled the games. They didn't feel the same after Black Ops 2. They just felt like cash grabs.
Maybe so. They've always felt like that to me. Call of Duty's been stale.
Different.
I don't know what the casual market sees in these Call of Duty games.
I mean,
I don't understand.
Fortnite
like
too,
it's fun here and there.
Yeah.
Fortnite is different because it looks like Disney World, and you get any skin you want, and they got great. Fortnite got some impressive microtransactions, beautiful open world. It's a free to play game. Like Call of Duty is the same game. With now, Modern Warfare 2019 was a great game. It felt refreshing. It was awesome. A realistic tone. I loved it. But other than that, Call of Duty's been the same game. Listen. The more and more you talk to people on Discord, on Twitter, they don't really like Call of Duty, dude. They laugh at it. They look at it as like it's almost taboo to play Call. Oh, you play Call of Duty? Oh, when someone says their favorite game is Call of Duty, we almost look at them like, oh yeah, you're really not a gamer. You're not a gamer. That's what we say. So I just think, just like I know people think, the Patriots are always going to be in the Super Bowl. No, they're not, bro. Shit don't last forever, bro. Don't think Call of Duty is just going to be at the top forever. Now, we haven't seen anything to change that, right, in terms of sales, but trust me, man.
Yeah,
hey,
I mean,
whatever.
Fortnite, all that. I mean, personally, when they really start pushing those true next-gen versions of COD, that's where I think you'll personally see the new change in it, hopefully.
And Redhood, correct me if I'm wrong. Everybody, the thing is, Microsoft, Sony, Microsoft is going to bunny hop Sony. Listen, Microsoft, you got to bunny hop Nintendo, then Sony. They forget, bro. You're in third place. You got a bronze medal, man. You got a nice gold sticker on you, Xbox, and it's a brown star. Listen, I'm really being nasty and I'm being a fanboy, but I just hate this doom and gloom shit. Like Nintendo's fine without Call of. Nintendo's never had a Call of Duty game in there. Once in a while they got one. But you know what I mean? There's ways to Big Cloud. There's ways to survive without Call of Duty. That's all I'm saying. You can still be a profitable organization, have great games without Call of Duty. That's all I'm saying.
That comes down to the support of your community, though. Like Nintendo games average sell like what, 30 mil, Hunter? Average Nintendo.
It depends on the game, but games like Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Mario Kart was
they got
the
support
top 10
of their fan base.
Best-selling games last year. Like, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Crazy. And they never go on sale either.
Games for last year that Sony would get crucified.
Yeah, Wii U game that never goes on sale, bro.
Yeah. Games that came out last year that Sony would get crucified if they brought it in the same shape that Nintendo did for their platform. They sell them at full price, and them things still hit the top 10 sellers. That's crazy. Nintendo has that type of support of their fan base, so it makes sense Nintendo never never changed changed anything. There is one thing I will say about Nintendo though, and it's disgusting. They never fixed that online infrastructure. That online infrastructure is atrocious. That needs to be fixed. But
I think a lot of people also forgot that Xbox approached Nintendo also for Game Pass, and the reason why they said no is because they didn't want Xbox Live integration into their ecosystem. I guarantee you, it's probably one of the things that Sony doesn't want either. If Phil's leveraging, because I guarantee you, it's like Sony would want if it were to happen, right?
Yeah.
That they want a Game Pass Lite, so no third-party games on there, because that would cut off the sales that they get on their platform. And No Xbox Live integration, but Xbox would want that they do that with all their games on Steam as well. I don't see PlayStation ever going that route.
Yeah, I really don't either. Unless they're about to go out of business and Sony says, look, we're just going to sell software only or whatever, or just we're going to have a launcher. I just can't see it happening. It's too much of a...
Sony's too much of a household name. I mean, I don't see Sony going away. Like, PlayStation by itself has such a legacy. I don't think they're going to be that in trouble type of thing. We'll get into that right now as we move that topic to what needs to happen and the impact of it. Before I do that, shout out to Chief Godstaff for the $2 super chat. Says, what's up, RGT? Just showing love. Cheers. Salute. Thank you. And shout out to I'm Cold for becoming a channel member. Gold tier. I appreciate you.
You know who that is,
Cold.
right?
Yeah, it's Cold. From
Gold
South
tier.
Coast.
Which one's gold tier? We'll talk about that later, Cold. We're gonna have a
Shout out to Code, man. Everybody in the chat, I see y'all. Shout out to y'all. Hit that like button. A lot of good points in the chat. So a lot of y'all really into the topic. I appreciate it. A lot of you. Let's get into the gravity, though, of the situation and what Sony needs to do. Now, you said Monopoly earlier in this chat, Blaze. You know what's funny? Jeff Grubb posted. I know you saw it. Did you see it, Hunter? When Jeff Grubb posted all like the net or like the pricing for each studio. Did you see it? He's like he was like Square Enix 8 billion, Namco bad guy like he was just posting all the company's worth.
Value?
Yeah, the value.
Yeah, I think it's the net cap or
the net cap of them. Now,
Yeah.
in order for it to be, in my opinion, in order for it to be a true monopoly, because remember they dropped 70 billion on just Call of Duty alone here. They could have bought all these studios. That would be more so them going towards a monopoly type of thing. This right here is just a strategic way of getting Game Pass everywhere, I think. Because Call of Duty's name just has so much leverage. Granted, they bought Epic. It'd be the same thing. Fortnite exclusive to Xbox, but I don't think they would ever do Fortnite.
Epic's worth some money now.
Yeah,
yes, they are.
So,
let me. Can I ask you guys a question?
Go ahead, take it away.
If Sony were to buy a studio, let's say they quote unquote have to respond, right? It could be a it could be a 2-package deal, right? Say they spend $10 billion. Let's say I'm just throwing out random numbers here. Don't quote me on this shit. I'm just saying, like, who would you say, like, you know what? Yeah, with the relationship with this, with that, they would buy this and this. What do you think, Hunter? And then we'll go to Redhood and then Big Cloud.
Well, from a major publisher perspective, I think the one that makes just total sense is Square Enix.
Yeah.
The only reason why I would say maybe there's another company out there like Capcom or like even Konami buy their assets. Excuse me. The one reason why I think they might not buy Square Enix is that it seems like Square Enix just loves giving Sony exclusives. Like they're just they almost even don't have to buy them. I think if they end up buying Square Enix, it's more of like a protection thing because they don't want Nintendo or they don't want Xbox to buy them. Yeah. But I don't think they really need to buy them because, like, geez, man, like, look at Forspoken. It's exclusive. We got Babylon's Fall exclusive. We got Final Fantasy 16 exclusive. We've got Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 coming out, going to be exclusive. Like, it's crazy. Like, Square Enix is almost like a first party to Sony as it is. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of like Quantic Dream. Remember how Quantic Dream was so loyal to PlayStation and they never picked them up? Yeah, they just let them go.
The most interesting thing, though, is that Sony actually invested in Square Enix. I think this was back in like the PS2 era. Mm-hmm. I just like I cannot believe that they haven't purchased them yet. Like Square Enix is Sony. Like it's just look at like when I think of franchises like Kingdom Hearts, to me it's PlayStation. I know it's been ported now to Xbox and like I think they've got the cloud versions on Switch, but like come on, it's PlayStation. Final Fantasy is like synonymous now with PlayStation, right? So I'm just like I think honestly that they would buy that, and I think the thing that we have to factor in too is I think the reason why Microsoft, if you look at what they've bought like basically just European or North American companies. There's definitely hurdles for them to acquire Japanese companies, right? Like there's like Western companies cannot just go in there and there's like antitrust and like a lot of rules and stuff like that. So I think like it's definitely from a Sony perspective, it would be way easier, like way less hurdles. The Japanese government would probably approve that way faster, way easier than Microsoft.
What about Capcom?
So, well, yeah, Capcom would be good too. I mean, like they've already given them basically like the Street Fighter series, right? Like that's like Monster Hunter was, you know, what I viewed it as basically like a Nintendo franchise, but now with like, you know, they released their last big one on PS4 and Xbox One, and what was it? It was like 12 million sales or something like that, right? Of Monster Hunter World. So yeah, I think that there's a lot. Like
From Software too, maybe.
They formed a capital alliance with From Software, if I remember correctly. They bought shares from them.
Shares in Kadokawa. But Kadokawa is not just in like video games, they're manga and other things in Japan. So it's harder for that makes sense
happen.
Why Bloodborne now has.
So you guys think there's loyalty culturally and there's loyalty because of what Sony's done in the past, buying stocks and having that relationship?
Think so, yeah. Because you look at Bethesda, they've always had a good working relationship.
Yeah, they've always been in bed with Microsoft.
They've always been like that. And Call of Duty, they started the trend, if I remember correctly, with the whole DLC first on our platform, or early DLC. So they've always had that working relationship too.
But for like the Bethesda thing though, in Sony's mind, I would say end of PS4 to beginning of PS5, getting exclusives and stuff like that. And there was like reports of them trying to have Starfield as a exclusive before, you know, Microsoft, you know, purchased Bethesda, that they were comfortable. They didn't think that would happen. They also didn't think Activision would happen. And what Hunter was saying, which in my mind is probably going to happen, is they're going to acquire publishers that they have a good relationship to keep their games that they think are safe, but now they're probably like, you know, Microsoft might get them, because some people think there's Japan laws that can prevent it. No, because if that was the case, Tango Softworks wouldn't have been, you know, purchased along with Bethesda. So it could happen that Microsoft would buy Square, but Sony has like leverage because they have like that work culture and what they know of the Japanese culture, that they can, you know, end up doing that. Because in reality, before, like when Bethesda happened, people were like, oh, Sony shouldn't respond, you know, because then they had a good, you know, message where we want organic growth, so we're going to cultivate studios and purchase them later on. But now they got punched first with the Bethesda thing and now with the Activision thing, and they don't have the time for that anymore. And that's what's going to end up happening with the gravity of the situation, that you're going to have Microsoft, Sony, and Tencent buying out other publishers. I've been always for studio acquisitions for indie studios, because indie studios, there's the future, and there are a lot of indie studios. Third-party publishers, they're finite. There's not like a ton of third-party publishers. And once everyone starts grabbing them, you might have 2 or 3 at the end of, I don't know, could be PS6 generation, this generation, or so forth.
You know, that whole Starfield thing you said about like Sony approach, because Sony was the market leader, like a lot of like companies were just willing to like, you know what, you know, you give us the money, whatever. Boom, like Destiny, like, you know, I think, man, look, the next Xbox, whatever they call it, because, you know, Xbox One, the series, whatever they decide to call their new Xbox for the PS6, when it happens, right? Microsoft is going to have all the momentum, just like they did going into the 360 era. Yeah, the PS3 caught up in sales, and they had great killer games towards the end with Uncharted and The Last of Us, but the 360 was the mainstay. Like, you know, it is what it is. They had all the momentum, and then they shot themselves in the foot. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I still strongly feel Sony's going to outsell Microsoft in terms of console sales, and it's not going to be close again. But next generation,
it's going to be a different.
They're going to have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of ball game.
There was news that just got released a couple hours ago about, like, there's another analyst, I think it was Ampere analyst, that said that they think that PS5 is going to outsell the Series X and S by 2-1 this year.
I believe it.
I believe it. I see that.
I don't know if it's going to be 2-1. I for sure PS5 is going to sell more.
Yeah.
I think honestly it's going to take like maybe 3 or 4 years before we even start feeling the effects of
Feeling
all
this
these
shit.
acquisitions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sony's won this gen from a console perspective. There's no way. Like, come on,
Right. It's
Elder
too late for
Scrolls
that. Yeah.
is going to be like 4 years from now when basically the next gen is almost hitting, right? So
Yeah.
I think Microsoft is really setting themselves up for like the next gen where they're just
You know,
gonna,
they also
like you said,
too,
that
Hunter, they got two juggernauts to push the consoles anyway, and those come out in 2023, 2024. Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine.
oh yeah.
Those are enough by itself. Will push PS5 in different ways in terms of
The
momentums.
the one thing that I think people aren't talking about as much that I think is like really the ace in the hole for Sony is they announced it was like earlier this year, I think the last like 8 months or so, there was like staggered announcements about how they're partnering with what is it? There's Deviation Games,
Yeah,
which is like the ex Call
former
of Duty,
Xbox. Yeah,
the
Or- yeah,
the former Destiny team members, right? They have Haven Studio with Jade Raymond, right? Like
hmm
these whatever they make, like Deviation Games actually announced today too that they just opened up a new studio in Canada. I think actually I'm in Canada too. I think they're actually like probably 20 minutes away from where I live, so
Oh,
maybe
that's
I'll go
cool.
visit Deviation. But I mean, like, come on, like they've got ex Call of Duty top staff that are making this huge game, and I think that if Sony puts all their muscle, all their marketing behind this, like just markets the hell out of it, it's going to be a solid game from a gameplay and a story perspective. You can just tell
Yeah,
from like it's Sony and Call of Duty, like mash those two together, and it's like a dream thing, right? So I think like honestly, they're going to have maybe like 3 or 4 big multiplayer games, right? The Last of Us Factions 2 is coming out. Sony, if they can just market the heck out of these things and get them as popular as some of their other titles like God of War,
that's why I think
like
SOCOM plays
Spider-Man.
a factor in this too. Remember how they stealth tweeted SOCOM, and it was like the first time in a long ever time we
Yeah.
ever saw SOCOM on Twitter. So they posted SOCOM, and then obviously Insomniac, they're just showing how versatile they are. They're like, yeah, we're making these games, but don't forget about Resistance because they keep showing off Resistance. I see those games coming back in the fray to combat this.
Sony
Which
had a bunch of first person. Like
yeah,
we had kill zones, we had a bunch of kill zones, a bunch of resistance. Then we had SOCOM. So Sony always had their foot in the multiplayer, but they just figured out like, hey, our fans like, dude,
Yeah,
the last
SOCOM,
look,
so
Uncharted 2 and Last of Us really changed Sony's perspective on how they make games, dude. They realized, wow,
yeah,
this storytelling, character development shit really works, and
Yeah.
people really get like, dude, people are getting tattoos of Nathan Drake. Like, you can hit home with these narrative storytelling things, and Sony just fell into that pocket, man. Like the
hey,
third
yeah,
person Sony template. Like, they
Yeah.
look it. I'd rather play a third person game than a first person. Like you there's more love that goes into it. Like you can see what they're wearing. Like
yeah.
I remember playing Far Cry 5 and there's all these outfits I'm collecting. I'm like, what's the sense? All I can see is his goddamn hands anyway. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
so there's pros and cons to each way, but
That's why Resident
I
Evil
think
hits
we'll be
different
all right.
now. Yeah, I don't know if y'all
One
noticed
thing
that.
that I love too with Sony fans is like the virtual photography folks that are out there, right? Like I'm
Yeah,
sure you've seen it in your Twitter feed, but my Twitter feed, like every day, I've got a bunch of folks that I follow that do virtual photography. Almost always it's Sony, and you'll just see like people just like posting the most amazing shots of Alloy,
yeah.
and then
Spider
like
Man doing crazy
I-
poses. Yeah,
Days Gone,
yeah.
like there's still people. If you look on like Ben's studio, there's so many people that are just like every day they just go into Days Gone and they post more, like
Bro, I love taking screenshots. I listen, in my head, I'm the best screenshot taker of all time. Nobody, I don't get the recognition because I'm telling you, my screenshots cannot be fucked with people.
But
Go take a look.
I think like part of the reason why people love photos on PlayStation is like, well, first of all, Sony makes it easy with the share button. That's like a given.
Yeah.
But I think what it is like people just feel so connected to these franchises, right?
hmm
Like I posted like a funny video of like there was like a God of War mod that somebody did on PC that made Kratos' eyes like super huge, like big ass
Oh, yeah.
eyes. And I posted like somebody put a 30-second clip or whatever on Twitter, and I reposted it. But like, even though it's super funny seeing the big eyes, like it's actually a conversation with him and Atreus. Like it kind of like impacted me. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm thinking back to like that story, and that's Sony's big advantage. Sony like has like a piece of like gamers' minds and hearts. Like they captured that,
Yeah.
and I think like the fact that they're expanding their IPs into other mediums like the movies, right, and TV. We got Last of Us coming out.
Yeah.
That is like,
Uncharted is getting its own. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, people need to like really think about how this is Sony's chance to get, you know, their franchises and their IPs out to like a much wider audience, right?
Absolutely.
Like my wife doesn't play Uncharted, but she's gonna watch Uncharted movie, right? We're probably gonna have a great time watching The Last of Us on HBO, right? And she's gonna like probably fall in love with these characters, like
I mean,
I
I'm pretty
am.
sure you saw
Like
Spider-Man No Way Home, right? So you already got super hyped for Spider-Man 2. You seen the No Way Home, right?
Oh, it's totally, yeah, totally. So it's like that's what Sony has to do. I'm not worried about Sony at all because Sony is an entertainment company through and through. They bleed entertainment. It's their passion, and absolutely they're going to create stories and new IPs that are just going to blow our minds, and we're never going to stop playing on PlayStation. Even if like their sales go down a few billion because Microsoft buys another publisher, sure. But what I actually think, I'm trying, if I had like a graph I'd draw it, but I think we're actually seeing sort of this upswing where it's like, if you look at where Nintendo is like probably like 90% first party, 10% third party.
Third party, yeah.
Right? Right? Like who gets Nintendo for third party? Nobody gets.
We would if the hardware was good.
Indie games. So Sony, yeah, exactly. Sony, if you look at like a few gens ago, was almost the opposite. It'd be like that, you know, back in the PS2 era, sure they had some great franchises, but if you look at the overall mix of things, like they relied on third parties way more, right? And I think we're seeing this upswing, and eventually we're going to hit this point where Sony doesn't even really need third parties. Like they're going to have 20 million, 30 million, just like Nintendo does for all their games.
Yeah.
And Sony will just continue to make awesome games, and we'll be happy. The only thing that sucks for gamers is that if you want to play some of these third-party games, you may have to consider
buy
getting
another
a PC
purchase.
Yeah.
You know, Blaze brought that up a while ago. Back in the day, you know, we're going back to the 90s, but back in the day, you were considered weird if you just owned one platform. Remember that, Bliss? That conversation?
Yeah, that's why I think you're weird.
No, who you talking to? You ain't talking to me. It's like that, but no.
Yeah, we got VR, man. Don't underestimate it, bro. VR is awesome, man. VR, a lot of people are gonna get into VR this gen, dude. Mark my words. Yeah. This is it because it's seamless. It's one goddamn cord. People got PCs that they can hook this shit up to, and yes, you're gonna be able to hook it up. Sony's been giving you a free game. If you pay attention, they've been giving you a free VR game every month. Little by little, people don't even realize they just built up a whole VR library the past year. Just because Sony's been stealth dropping these VR titles that are compatible with VR, or they have a VR mode. Like, so by the time like you're interested, oh, should I get a VR? Wow, look at that! I already have 20 games in my library. PS Plus. I'm telling you, bro, don't underestimate VR, bro. VR is awesome, man.
Yeah, and that's where again with Sony being more open with PC. I expect PSVR 2 to be like one of the big forerunners, especially in the PC market, for it too, because I expect that to really be heavily pushed for PC as well, aside from PS5, especially with those specs. I don't think Sony's just going to go all out with these specs for PS5 and expect, you know, let's say, how many people bought VR last time? Was it 6 million? Close to 10 million?
But I know they were leading the trend.
Yeah, they were leading the trend, right? So, but they were cheap, though. They were the cheapest one on the market. So unless that price point, that's nothing about what these specifications. What's the price point?
$400, bro. A Quest is $300. The PSVR was $400, but everybody had a PS4. You didn't need a gaming PC, but the Quest changed it, and they said, look, the Quest said, hey, you don't even need a PS4. It's a standalone helmet. The games are built in. You can just buy it up.
And it's more convenient that way. Yeah, it's more convenient that way. I will say that. It's more convenient. But yeah, it's going to be interesting how VR plays into it as well. It's... the whole thing, man. Me personally, I don't know if y'all feel about this. Me and Blaze, we were talking about, it was a couple weeks ago. We were talking, and funny, we talked to Kate Yeager about it, but games in general, how they hit different. I don't know if they hit different for you, Paul. But before, like, if you would compare them to the PS3 gen, it felt like we got more risk, you know what I mean? Because Sony was more bold in terms of just like making crazy chances for games. With this acquisition,
in PS4, like the PS4 era,
with the PS3, the PS3.
Oh, PS3, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They took a huge risk. Yeah,
Huge risk, right? Now that this Activision deal is a thing and more pressure is on Sony, do you think that should be the Sony we get now with PS5 going forward? Because at this point, you can't play around. You can't sit around and go, oh, be quiet on Twitter and drop, let's say, 2 tweets every 6 months, you know what I mean, and build an interest for his shows. No, you have to legit be all out. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think Sony's going to be more of a risk taker again now?
I think that, well, what I think Sony will do personally is I think they're going to continue just being the way they are, which is taking risk. I think we're still gonna see like a whole bunch of new IPs. We're gonna see some great sequels, obviously, but a bunch of new IPs. But I actually personally think probably people are not really gonna want to hear this, but I think at least like in the short term for the next few years, like I think that they should focus a little bit more on their existing IPs because again, what I think they need to do is they need to do that Nintendo model, right? They need like if they had like they're gonna have God of War Ragnarok that's gonna be coming out and that's gonna be like another 20 million, right? What if you compare that to say like Ghost of Tsushima, a totally amazing game, one of the best games I've ever played, obviously. But if you compare that from a sales perspective, like I think Ghost of Tsushima is at somewhere around like 8 million, right? And I think Days Gone.
I mean, for
like,
a new IP, I mean, wow, that's great.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I think they really need to get that solid foundation of those like 20 million sellers, right? Get like 4 or 5 of them, right? Like what Nintendo has with like Super Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Mario Kart, stuff like that. Get those like 4 or 5, which is probably going to be Horizon, God of War, like make sure like as soon as God of War Ragnarok finishes, I would say like, man, let's make the next one. Let's figure out like and I want to play another God of War in like 3 years or whatever, right? Get that, get those like really solid titles that are just gonna bang out 20 million. Everyone, it's the games that people are absolutely they can't miss and they have to buy a PlayStation for, right? Secure those and then start being creative again, like super creative, like what they were in the last couple of gens. And I think what they're actually doing now is they are sort of focusing more on the core properties, but they're outsourcing some of these new creative ideas to the other studios, which is why we have Deviation Games and Haven Studios and all that, right? So do that, man. Like have their core teams focus on the great franchises that we love. Outsource a few like really awesome IPs just for the next couple of years, and then once they've got that base, then they can just go back to being like they were like crazy with IPs in the last couple of gens. Like it was like 50% of their software output was like new IPs, way more than any other publisher. Like,
bro, so hard to do, man. So hard to do.
That's true. Yeah. Nah,
but I think the other thing too that I think is like really interesting is I love Sony devs and I hope that they're not feeling like super pressured. But I actually like get the sense now that Sony almost has this like internal policy where it's like if you're gonna make a new IP, you got to make sure that new IP is so good that we are going to sell, 10 million copies of it. But also we're going to make, a TV show, a movie, you know what I mean? Like, because they're making a Ghost of Tsushima film, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think, that's why we're not going to get another Days Gone, right? Yeah. Because like there was like mixed reaction and it's like they didn't want to make a movie after that, right? So there's a lot of pressure for like the highest quality you could possibly get.
Yeah, I did want to talk about Days Gone at one point. I don't think we ever talked about it, did we?
Yeah, but see, I think PlayStation's been at their best when they just focused on PlayStation and just games. When PlayStation was manufacturing phones and laptops, that's when they got into trouble and started losing tons of money. Like, if this movie shit or these, say Last of Us comes out and it's just a horrible show, which is very possible, okay?
Yeah.
I don't think they should try to pursue this shit, that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't want them wasting time and money, not like it's my money, but I just don't want to see them lose money if it's not going to work out. I'm not saying one movie that fails means that, they can't make anything else because, but You know,
We're
I
getting,
think like Hunter said,
yeah.
the beloved franchises, that's what they should do. They should double down on it. Like exactly what he said. Like if people love this game, then yeah, try doing a movie. You know, but not just with any other game like Days Gone, like another zombie movie. Like what would that have been? You know what I mean? It would have been tough to do, tough to sell.
Yeah.
I was gonna say for like the Last of Us show, right?
Mhm.
That you mentioned, they're not really even footing the bill from what I remember. It's HBO bought the rights and stuff like that, and Sony gets money out of it as well. And I don't think it's gonna be bad per se, just because of the showrunner. He did Chernobyl and stuff like that. Chernobyl was probably one of the best HBO shows I've seen, and it's like very dark and it happened in real life and stuff like that. But like if they give it to certain studios, like certain TV studios like HBO, they're fine. But if they develop it like Uncharted, right? That's their Sony Pictures division, which is their own money and stuff like that. Then I can agree with that 100%, because I don't know if that movie will bring back the amount of a budget that was put into it, because that's coming out, I believe, in January or February.
The atmosphere. I don't know if you saw like the pictures. Did y'all see the pictures of it? They nailed the atmosphere of a lot of the iconic shots.
Oh, for like The Last of Us, right?
I don't know if they can hear you.
Right. Don't you guys think that just Tom Holland alone is going to make it at least like a moderate success at minimum? Like
For
I don't know,
Uncharted?
Yeah, like he's a.
I don't think actors have that same pull anymore.
Yeah,
I really
we
don't.
said about
I think
Scarlett
Anthony
Johansson.
Mackie said the same thing. It's just franchises sell stuff now. Like you don't have like Robert Downey Jr. for instance, right? Literally after Endgame, or was it Infinity War or Endgame, he did Dr. Dolittle, movie bomb and stuff like that. I don't think actors sell like that anymore. The films like that in this day and age.
Yeah, like
Good point.
Look at Scarlett
think I thought,
Johansson,
like-
Hunter. Forgot about that. Ghost in the Shell. They threw her in there. That didn't help that film one bit. I don't think the actor really matters. It comes down to the script and the portrayal, how you do it, in the right way. Like a super
not even
young
the script,
Nathan
the
Drake.
cloud, because like I could tell you right now, one of my favorite films, Blade Runner 2049. That's a phenomenal film, Oscar nominated and stuff like that. Movie did not make its budget back because it was like so expensive and stuff like that.
That movie. Did you ever watch that in Dolby Vision HDR? Oh my.
Yes.
Oh,
The one thing that I have to say with Sony and their TV and their movie efforts, so the thing that makes me optimistic is that it does really seem like the game studios are really hands-on with it, right? Like Neil Druckmann actually went there and visited and like played a part in this HBO and same with Uncharted, right? So the fact I'm sure that that Naughty Dog has viewed the movie and so if it was horrible, I'm sure I hope they would have said something, you know what I mean? So if it has the Naughty Dog stamp of approval, which I'm hoping it does, that that to me is a little bit of a vote of confidence, right?
A little, but I think
Didn't
NetherRealm support the Mortal Kombat film that we got?
No.
Not the new one?
They didn't what was it, Ed Boon? He just gives the moral support. He does that with everything.
Okay.
He did it with the Injustice animated film. The devs don't really go hands on. I think Neil is actually hands on. I think he may have, I don't know, I could be wrong, directed or written us for an episode or two.
Really? Does that mean my favorite character is gonna die? Oh wait, did I say that?
That's my.
Oh, he's doomed. He's doomed. Get ready for that remake. 'Cause I already know what's in that remake. We're gonna get Abby scenes. We're probably. You know what I want? I want a backstory for Sam and Henry. Those two.
They
brothers.
might do that.
Yeah, I want a backstory for those two. That would be great because those characters, they're so good. They're written so well for the short time they are on the screen. I kind of want more of those characters, especially Tess. I wouldn't mind more scenes with Tess, more context to her character.
So The Last of Us 1 was just...
It's perfect. It was perfectly
just
paced.
perfect.
Yeah, perfectly paced.
I mean, the brother getting bit, they didn't realize, everything.
Yeah.
And then Tess, damn, man, that was just such a...
The only
That's
thing
what
I
I'm
want
saying.
from
Yo, Hunter, let me ask Hunter a question. I love teasing my Xbox friends.
Uh-oh.
When you look back last generation, right? When you look back last generation, I can ask you, give me just 2-3 PlayStation games that were just top tier. Everybody remember, like it's gonna be like when you think of when you think of last generation, you got a couple games that come to mind, right? God of War, right?
Sure.
Last of Us 2,
Uncharted 4,
Ghost,
like
Uncharted 4, right? But can you give me an Xbox game that falls in that slot, please?
of the same caliber.
See,
No.
you already
Yeah.
proved my point. You said the same caliber. Exactly. That's all I'm trying to say, guys.
No,
That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, I had fun. There's some great games like Sunset Overdrive
Gears.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
Gears, yeah.
Gears 4 I thought was like pretty good. Gears 5, it was all right.
Yeah.
But no, from the same quality, no, there's nothing that comes even close to what Sony put out.
Yeah. We're getting Alan Wake 2 finally. But Alan Wake was mixed for a lot of people.
But that's what I want from Xbox. One of those games that like, dude, like I'm glad Halo did well and got received well, just because it deserves to be in that top tier slot. You know, whether it has a compelling story like a Last of Us, it don't need to be. As long as the shooting mechanics are great, you know, the open world, you know, the campaign is fun and stuff like that. But I just want them. Yeah, Rise could have been, but
I get ready to respond to it. Yeah, Rise could have been it. That could have been it. Yes, that could have been it.
The one thing I will say though, from like a pure like quality technical perspective, I would say the Forza Horizon series.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hit me like Sony games because obviously there's no story, and I'm a big story first person, like third person fan, so it doesn't hit me as much. But like just from like the absolutely nailing it from a technical perspective,
they have
and a gameplay perspective, like I would say that like they're equal to Sony. Like Gran Turismo, like even people say, you know, last gen that Forza Horizon sort of like, you know, surpassed Gran Turismo. It's debatable, obviously. People
it depends on the style.
Like,
people
I played both, and I think they're neck and neck.
So I can't really. I played Forza. I never really got into Gran Turismo. I'm not really a racing sim-ish guy. So
yeah, but like, the last Gran Turismo really wasn't a Gran Turismo game. I'm not making it between, right? It was.
Yeah, it's like
it was just like a half-ass Gran Turismo. It really was.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's funny that
don't ever say that again.
It's funny, like
Edge.
Like Gran Turismo 7 actually has a sport mode, so you almost feel like, you know, Gran Turismo Sport is like it's actually just a mode of Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah.
Right. So I totally get what you're saying. It's like a half-ass version.
I gotta ask this, man, because this is you know, obviously there's light at the end of the tunnel here with this acquisition. So what IP you guys want to see come back from Activision now that they're under, well, when the deal is finished for Microsoft? Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Sekiro 2, even though that's owned by From Software. I wouldn't mind seeing that finally happen. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it, but
Activision just published it, bro. They can't do nothing with that.
No.
Yeah, like Blaze was saying, Katakawa / From Software owns it.
Yeah.
So if they were to pursue it, it could happen, but with a different publisher. Could happen with Bandai again, because
nobody's gonna buy
relationship
a Souls game that's not made by From Software. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm sure people will buy it, but it's
Singularity.
Not gonna be
Somebody said Prototype, Pitfall Reimagined.
Prototype is awesome. I love both of them.
The first one, I didn't like 2 that much because I don't know. Maybe because they like for Alex Mercer, they just I don't know. I get why they chose him as the antagonist in 2, but I just didn't really care for it like that.
I see Blur. I see Tenchu remaster. I mean, there's a lot of games.
Yeah. I think as far as I know, they don't own the IP for Tenchu. They just own like some of the legacy games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they could do like remakes of those, probably, but they can't produce a new one.
You go, Hunter.
Yeah, my top pick. I don't think anyone is gonna have the same top pick as me, but I actually like the Skylanders franchise. Maybe it's just the kid.
Dude,
maybe it's the kid in me. I've actually got a son, so he's just at the age where he just started gaming, and I was just like, man, if there was new Skylanders game, he would just love that. So.
Dude, my son loved it to the point where he's got a box full of these toys that are irrelevant. He can't do shit with. You know what I'm talking about?
I still keep them, yeah.
It's a good concept though. It really is. Like my son enjoyed it. Like it was a good concept, but
Remember when he was
what happened with
introduced to
that is, like,
Skylanders Crash.
yeah.
In
Well,
2016.
Crash and like and Spyro are just like the defaults, right? Like,
Yeah.
man, I want.
and they already they remastered the best games that ever happened on Crash and Spyro anyway. So
Yeah.
You know,
Like Crash-
I can
Crash
see
5.
some crazy stuff though, because everybody's saying Tony Hawk, and I'm seeing True Crime.
No, Tony Hawk, we have the best 2 games ever made. Already remastered.
No,
Thank you,
I'm saying
Activision, we're all
remake.
set.
I'm saying remakes for Tony Hawk, and you can have
They
custom
did.
consoles.
Yeah.
They remade 1
Oh,
and
they
2.
did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay.
There was actually rumors of another one. I think it was Tony Hawk 1+2+3.
Ooh.
So there's rumors that there's going to be like another remake coming out.
We got 1 and 2. We got Crash. We got Spyro. You bought Activision. Trust me. We got everything, baby. Thank you. You can keep them now.
Yeah.
True,
I
True
kind of
Crime
wish like
needs to
Guitar
happen,
Hero
though.
comes back
True
too,
Crime.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like back in like the PS3 360 era, I was like huge with Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I was
feel
DJ
like I'm
Hero.
kinda-
DJ Hero.
Yeah,
for me.
DJ Hero. Like I'm kind of over it. Like I don't want to. If they make another Guitar Hero that's just like the same, but like whatever, like better graphics, like that's not for me. They've got to like I don't know. They got to think of something to
Bro,
really
VR.
hook me.
That's VR.
Yeah.
Well, that would-
yeah.
that would-
yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
VR
Guitar
DJ Hero
VR.
or Guitar Hero. That's it.
I'm telling you, bro. You're actually visually seeing it and
Got the
playing
crowds
it.
in front of you, getting
Yeah.
stage fright or whatever. You just rock it up. You know?
That's
They
a
throw
good
it at
idea,
you.
though.
amazing.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Well, the like one of my favorite. I don't know if you guys played Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Beat Saber
Oh my
is,
god.
Yeah.
Beat Saber is like unreal awesome. It's
Unreal.
like it's like the one game that you have to buy if you get a VR headset, right?
Absolutely.
So, like, I can't even imagine what they could do with Guitar Hero.
Oh.
Dude, mini golf. There's so many. Listen, and look at people said True Crime. Guess what? We got Grand Theft Auto. Like, you know, every time you're gonna name something, I'm just gonna tell you the better version of it. Don't
True
even
Crime
compare.
was
True
in a
Crime was
different-
cool, bro.
It was
Not
in its own
GTA.
lead, though.
Nah.
It wasn't GTA, but it was in its own lead, especially with True Crime
You're
New York
right.
City.
It was in
its
like
own
the
league.
60-70 league. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
There was I saw that Phil Spencer was like quoted as saying that he wants Hexen. I actually have never
I
played
heard
that.
about that.
I don't know if you guys have played that franchise, but like that was one of the 3 franchises that Phil was like, I want that back. And I'm like, okay.
Didn't he
I-
also
like,
say King's Quest as well? Or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
King's Quest. I think it was Guitar Hero, King's Quest, and Hexen.
Yeah.
So now I'm like furiously like Googling, looking at YouTube, trying to figure out what Hexen is. But
Oh, man.
yeah.
Bloody Roar. Bloody Roar. That would be fun.
Telling you, Hunter, like when you look at the 2 acquisitions, I know that the whole Activision thing is a much more massive deal, not only in terms of money spent, and like the big game like Call of Duty, right, or the World of Warcrafts and the Overwatches, right. But when I look at it, if I was a customer and they said, look, we're gonna remove Overwatch and Call of Duty, or we're gonna remove Doom, you know, go down the line, Wolfenstein, all them,
Yeah.
Fallout, you know, Elder Scrolls. I'm like, dude, I'll pick. I want Bethesda games. I swear to God, like, give me the Bethesda games over the Activision games. That's just personally
Yeah.
me, because I'm just not into COD like that no more.
totally,
Like,
man.
I want to play a next gen
Totally.
Wolfenstein, a next gen Doom, a next gen Elder Scrolls, a next gen Fallout
Yeah.
over anything Call of Duty got to offer me. That's just the facts, bro. For me,
A part of it too. I mean, like you look at Wolfenstein. Like to me, Wolfenstein is great, partially because
Right.
it has such an amazing story.
and
Right?
it's brutal as hell and awesome, man.
Yeah, like everything is like gameplay is just top notch. But for me, when I think back to Wolfenstein, there's like I'm sure you're probably thinking of the same scenes in Wolfenstein 2, but there's certain ones I'll just never forget because they're just so I've never seen this before in a game, and it was just so well executed. But I agree. I mean, like I'm way more excited about Bethesda than Activision. But the only reason why I'm saying that is because like isn't it at the point now where it's like pretty much every Activision studio is working on Call of Duty? Right?
Yeah.
Like if we were to go back 10 years ago where like Toys for Bob was actually making good games and not making Call of Duty games, they were in a I liked Activision games much better. They were in a much
And
better
maybe it's the
spot.
single player games, in like the Sony fans saying, "Oh, we want the single player, experiences over, like the Wolfensteins and the Fallouts. We want that experience, that single player, jump into the world, get immersed, and Maybe that's what it is too. I don't know, but
That's a good question,
Yeah.
Sean. He says, "What happens to Halo now that Xbox has Call of Duty?" That's a good question.
Take a back seat.
You think so? I don't know if
Maybe.
they'll take a back seat. I think they'll still push it, but then again,
has
who
to.
knows? Who knows? They might
Call of
actually
Duty's
shift that
bigger,
back
man.
though. They might go, "Yo, Call
So-
of Duty's our flagship now.
so-
Halo is a
Call of
back
Duty's
burner."
bigger than Halo.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe from like a mainstream perspective, maybe Halo is bigger just from a mindset perspective, but from like an
Yeah,
engagement, a sales, like
no, not from a mainstream. I don't think Halo's bigger. Maybe 10 years ago,
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
true,
They could have a
that,
chance.
There's
yeah.
more Call of Duty
Call of
games
Duty's
than Halo.
king. That's it.
Yeah.
That brings the question because like Call of Duty, I definitely think it'll get like
Crispy
the
Steve.
push, but Halo, like when it went to the free to play model, and especially on Steam, I thought it would have bigger legs than what it does now, where it's like 30K, 40K peak
Even.
concurrent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like for a day.
Like Sea
And
of
it's just,
Thieves
like,
almost has the
crazy.
same number of players, right?
Yeah,
Like I was just
Halo's
looking at the
about
other
to
day.
drop under 20K. They're in danger of dropping below 20K.
I think
Yeah,
they're
it's-
fine in the Xbox consoles. Is what I heard is like they're actually fine on there, but the Steam users are not sticking with it.
It's a
anymore.
healthy game regardless. You got 20,000 people playing every day. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's like pretty much like I think Forza Horizon 5 and Halo Infinite and Sea of Thieves were all around the same last I looked, like 20, 30,000. Usually like they're not even none of them I don't think are in the top 50. Most of them were like 70, 80, like in the top 100 on Steam. So yeah, it's a shame, but I guess I guess you're saying like the Xbox console owners are still playing it, so that's a good thing.
Because they just gotta do something because they say they want to be like Destiny, and Destiny's like usually 60K
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
consistently
Yeah.
for
That comes down
Steam.
to content for them, for sure.
Like that's actually another company too that I can't believe that Sony hasn't bought. Like that just seems like probably I think it's because Destiny or Bungie doesn't want to be bought. Like that's what they just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
on
they know the
content.
hassles of being like tied down and not be told. But I think personally they should have a better understanding how Sony works because Sony doesn't really put pressure on like, hey, I want you just to make Destiny. I want you just to make Halo the
Yeah.
whole career. Yeah, Sony's
Like that would
very
be a
open.
bombshell, man. Like imagine like next month they just say that we bought Bungie and like Destiny 3 is PS3 exclusive. That is like a huge counter.
That would actually need to be the counter. Personally, I would agree with that.
Well, that's what I'm like the studios that they are partnering up with, like Deviation, like that's what
Yeah.
they need, like that level of quality. You know what I mean? Like they got to make the next Destiny.
Bring back Killzone and drop Horizon. I'll be happy.
I actually tweeted out the other day,
Really?
and I
Nice.
still firmly believe this, that I think what Sony should actually do is like either A, like expand their existing studios, like maybe get like 2 teams for all their studios,
Yeah.
or outsource to other developers out there. But I was having a look at the IPs that Sony has, right? And Sony is constantly making new IPs, but what ends up happening is they start then neglecting some of the older IPs. Like imagine if there was like how Microsoft has the Coalition that just works on Gears, and they've got
Yeah.
343 that's on Halo. What if they had like a Killzone team? What if they had a Resistance team? What if they had a
Infamous
SOCOM team, Infamous team, Mag team? Like it's Sony doesn't actually need to make seismic acquisitions. They already have the IPs that have such huge potential. It's just that they like for whatever reason they just give up on their multiplayer games before they can make them as big as a Call of Duty or a Destiny.
Bro, I
Yeah.
just,
So listen, if they bring back they bring back SOCOM, man. Trust me,
I'm shocked you said drop Horizon for Killzone.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Killzone.
I'm shocked
man.
that you said that. You of all people, you
sorry.
hold Horizon at a damn.
No, he does not.
He does hold it very
does
high.
not.
He
He
does
does
hold it
not.
high. He
I
does.
do not
No,
hold
he doesn't.
always talk-
He
you always
did not
talk about
finish
the visuals.
Horizon. Stop.
Horizon
okay.
is a beautiful game. I really intend to like get into Horizon, but the problem is Elden Ring's right around the corner.
You ain't
and
gonna
I'm
play
just a
that
Souls
damn
guy
game.
in it.
Yeah.
The problem is, look, I'm telling you, I played Killzone 2 last month, and I booted up and I beat Killzone on the PS Vita. that universe, the whole space Nazis, is so cool, and they got so much to. There's so much left for them to do with a new Guerrilla Games. I'm not talking about Guerrilla in the past. Guerrilla now, how seasoned and experienced they are. If they were to make another first-person shooter like Killzone, they would knock it out the park. That's all I'm saying. Like, they got a big enough team where they could split, like Hunter says, split a little team to the side. Even if they remaster or remake, let them remake Killzone 2 and 3. Like, and then see how that. Let's see how that works. Oh, people got received really well. All right, now now you guys are in development for Killzone 4 just because 2 and 3 remake was received so well. People loved it. They missed, but if they just neglect it and just tuck it to the side, well, then shit, nothing's ever gonna happen.
Do you think though that they can actually like make a good Killzone game for like 2 and 3 quality? Because Shadowfall just.
Shadowfall was eye candy. Yeah, but that was
Shadowfall was a tech demo, man.
Yeah,
that's it. Shadowfall was there to be a tech demo. And listen, I love Shadowfall. I thought there was some potential we had, but let's face it, bro. The only time we used the touchpad was to bring up a menu or your map on games. It was a tech demo. You know what I mean? It was cool. You send a little owl, you flip up, and it sends the owl to shoot or put a shield out. Killzone Shadowfall is still one of the most beautiful games, period. Not just on the PS4, period. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think they rushed it out the door to get it. And, listen, Killzone Shadowfall made me buy a PS4. I was buying it regardless, but that was the game that I couldn't wait to play.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? I'm sure you guys all had that same feeling, but like when I saw Killzone Shadowfall, that was like my next gen moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, me too.
Because at the time, people were saying graphics couldn't get better. You remember that, Hunter? That was like that was the conversation. They was like, oh, there's no way consoles are gonna look even better. And here comes Killzone Shadowfall saying, oh, hold my beer. And I'm like, that's the next tier. So yeah.
It was
those
Rise
were the two
and Killzone.
games.
It was Rise and Killzone. Those were the two tech demos.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they showed that at the conference too, if I remember.
That was at the
when you saw that
February 20th.
explosion. Like I was like, that was crazy to me. The particle effects and all that.
Yeah, it's all peaceful. You're walking, and then shit just hits the fan. Like there's a big explosion, and then war happens. Like, and then the gun transforms. I'm like, okay, this is really cool. They're flexing with these new mechanics. But yeah, it was cool.
Like so far for me for next gen, like the only real games that have given me that experience, I would say, is probably Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Demon Souls remake.
Demon Souls is the one for me. Ratchet, it felt more. I don't know if you felt like this. You played the 2016 version, right, on PS4?
Yeah.
It felt more the same with 2016, just with a few refinements with the controller. If that makes sense, like the added.
Totally.
Yeah, it felt like exactly the same in those aspects. But it was fun. It was still good. It was fluid. It was a lot fluid. Demon Souls is the testament of what I want all Souls games to feel like on a game, period. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that good. I want that level of detail and everywhere, the marble, everything. I know Elden Ring is cross-gen, but it looks great. You know what I mean? I'm hearing great things. This is what I want for Bloodborne, though. The rumored Bloodborne 2 and remake. I want that, what we got for Demon Souls.
It's either one or the other. Yeah. It's either we're getting a remake or we're getting Bloodborne.
I think it's both because they're talking about PC release, so I think they'll remake it and then do.
I mean, I'll be happy as hell, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been leaked though, the Bloodborne PC release, because all the other games that got leaked for PS4 and 5, but that never got leaked, and Spider-Man not getting leaked. So
yeah, that's true.
Like I'm like cannot wait for Elden Ring. It's like it is literally my most anticipated game of the year, and I cannot wait. But the only thing that is going to be a little bit disappointing is I was in the network test, right? And like from a graphical and a technical perspective, it's not going to match Demon Souls.
No, it's no way.
It's
a cross.
It's gonna be awesome. It's probably be like, I'm sure it'll be like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Like it's gonna be a phenomenal game, and I'm gonna be talking about Elden Ring for like years to come. But just from like when I was like when the dragon comes in Demon Souls and like breathes fire down the bridge, I like that was the moment where I had to put my controller down and just watch it for a couple of minutes, because I was like, this looks better than anything I've ever seen. And I honestly don't think that Elden Ring will achieve that level of like mind blowingness.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Well, you
I
never
mean,
know.
we could always be surprised. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But what I saw with the classes, like the attention to detail and the different characteristics of the armor, they definitely more ambitious. You know what I mean? They look real cool and how they did that, and they made the enemies really stick out. But personally, I agree with you. Like Demon Souls kind of just hits. It's so much different with the particle effects and how the how everybody reacts, especially the dragons as well.
Yeah.
Like everything looks too good. It looks legit like art. I remember I
How
said
many
that when
hours
we
you guys
first
got
saw
in
it.
that game?
In Demon Souls?
Yeah.
I
Demon
lost
Souls,
count.
I platinum.
A lot.
I got
Me-
I got the I think it was
Me
like
too.
110 hours.
Look at Paul. Look at Paul. Already part of the club. You platinum. You appreciate it. You know. There you go.
It's actually like interesting too because I don't actually have a lot of platinums. I think
Me
last
either.
count
Yeah, you
was
and
like
Blaze,
27 or something. But like when I say I platinum a game, I loved it. Like
Right.
you
Big
know
Cloud can't say the
I
same,
will
right?
I'll go to the grave saying it was like one of
What
the,
you just say? What do you say?
Big Cloud will
Platinum
platinum
every-
Oh,
anything
Fredo
for
goes
the
back what? Because I got
PlayStation.
142. Is that what you're trying to say?
Big Cloud will platinum UFC because
I enjoyed
because-
UFC. I didn't enjoy the latest one. That's why I haven't touched that again. But
Did you get
Well,
the
man,
freaking
that-
platinum from I Am Mayo?
yeah.
Shit.
I don't know.
But Big Cloud knows all about the Demon Souls platinum because I had to hold his hand throughout the whole process.
Liar.
Did you give him
Oh,
a sword?
liar.
Or no?
Liar.
Is that not true?
Absolutely, I got clips of me dropping them.
Oh no!
Here we go. He plays
Nah,
me
man,
one.
I'm
Of,
just mad.
listen, don't you even dare. You can say that about Dark Souls because I was new to Dark Souls. Never played Dark Souls.
Wait, I didn't help you on Demon Souls?
No, I
Get
said
the
no,
platinum? Hold on.
no. Dark Souls. I said you in terms of hold my hand. You can say that with Dark Souls. Demon Souls,
Big
you helped
up.
me with a trophy. Yes, you helped me with a trophy because we helped each other with a trophy.
Trophies.
Was trophies? I thought it was two.
Yeah.
Okay, it was two trophies.
Getting pure white.
Yeah,
stuff
pure
like
white,
that,
pure
you
white,
know?
pure white, and the damn and the damn ring, which
Bro, what a
pissed
great
me the hell
game,
off.
man.
That pissed me off. That ring trophy pissed me off. I'm sorry, that pissed me off.
Dude, I had to beat the game 3.5 times.
You had to be like 6 times
It's
to do it because
corrupted.
the game, yeah. And then we went into PvP, and then dudes was using broken weapons. I'm like, bro, what the hell is wrong
Yeah.
with people? It was but that's fun. Demon Souls, man. Good times. I don't even know what else to talk about. I think very much
Have
else to talk
anybody
about.
played that Ubisoft game?
Oh
Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
so?
I played at Master Duelist. Is that what it's called? Redhood?
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels? Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Master Duelist. Yeah, it's actually lit.
No.
Are you talking about Extraction?
I'm talking about
No,
Don't bring up that fucking trash Yu-Gi-Oh game. I'm talking
Yo,
about
that's like Yu-Gi-Oh's lit. Stop this.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels, man. It came
Listen.
out the other day.
Yes, sir.
This right
Did
here.
you guys ever grow up? I'm sorry. You guys still like Yu-Gi-Oh? How old are you guys?
I'm 29, sir. I'm still young, but Master Duels is fire. It's completely free to play, all platforms. Awesome. They nailed it. The soundtrack, the character models, all that. It's on point. That's definitely the best Yu-Gi-Oh game I've ever played. It beats Legacy of the Duels. At first I was skeptical, but me and
There you
Redhood,
go.
we playing at like 5 a.m. I was sitting going, damn, I really like this damn game.
You know, Legacy of the Duels got a 75 Metacritic.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Here we go.
I'm just saying.
Here we go. But
Legacy,
you praise that.
wait, sir.
Hold up.
It's called Master Duel, not Legacy of Duel.
Yeah, Legacy of Duels is the old one. We're talking about Master.
Yeah, but there was some breaking news from Shuhei Yoshida. Man, had the Steam Deck with God of War
no.
on it. I was like, that looked amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely gonna be playing that on the go.
You know what's funny
Blaze is
about it?
shaking his head. For the
It was-
viewers, he's 100% getting a Steam Deck. He's 100% going to be playing PlayStation games on the go, on the Steam Deck, and other games whatsoever. So,
Yeah, I already do that. It's called the PSP and a
oh
Vita.
yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
I have one of that too. But those
I'm
games
actually-
still play God of War.
Yes, they do.
God of War, the what remote play that don't count.
And God of War 1 and 2.
Well, 1 and 2, sure, but remote play that don't count, bro. Native on hardware.
All I know
PC
is
gamers don't even like God of War.
even though
I do,
he
sir.
didn't
What are you
mean no
talking
harm.
about?
Hold on. Even though Shuhei didn't mean no harm, Paul knows this. I've been calling it for the longest. Red Hood caught on to it. Everybody except for this guy right here in the corner. He doesn't believe day and date. It's not happening.
Not happening.
If you got Shuhei Yoshida prancing around with God of War on a damn Steam Deck PC, he's just going, yeah, guys, game on. You don't think everybody's all in that studio, especially with the studios asking for their games to be released on PC?
Bro, it's not happening anytime soon.
Right
I agree with you. I don't think a day and date. I think that there's gonna be more pressure from the studios for day and date.
Yeah.
But the main reason why is because when they put their games on Steam takes like what, a 30% cut, right?
Yeah.
And I know people say, I hear this all the time on Twitter where it's like, the PC audience is different than the console audience, and absolutely I agree, but there is actually a pretty significant overlap between the two, right? So even if it's like 40%, 50% of PC gamers also have a console, right? Sony, those 50% that have the PlayStation console, Sony's not going to want to give up that 30% cut to Steam. So
yeah,
what I actually think that they're doing, and it's just like super smart, is they're using Steam to bring more attention to PlayStation, right? Like God of War just comes out on PC the year that Ragnarok comes out, right?
Exactly. That's why I see Spider-Man
at the Steam reviews, right? Yeah. I've seen people like posting the Steam reviews, and there's people they're like, this game is so good, and like, the one thing that sucks is like now I gotta spend $500 on a PS5.
The PS5,
I gotta like they're building that anticipation and that desire.
How do you think it's gonna go? By the way, Paul, while you're on that, how you think God of War is gonna do Steam wise sales?
It broke the record.
Did it break the record?
Horizon's record.
It
80,000.
It was like 80,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
but think about it. But Hunter, look at Sony compromised. Okay. And this is real fanboyish, but fuck it. They said, go ahead, you can have God of War for 80,000. That's God. I mean, listen. All right, go ahead.
It'll probably end up selling like maybe $1 million or $2 million. I don't think it's going to be.
You don't think it's going to be past 1 million? No.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the actual sales are of the other ones. Like, I don't think have they
Days Gone's supposed to be from the developers XDevs $1 million. So
yeah. And I think Horizon sold like $1 million as well.
Days Gone sold $1 million?
That's what Jeff Frost and the other.
And then Horizon sold $2 million, and God of War will sell 3 to 4.
Yeah. Because the big one that's going to stand out at this point, because this is like the most anticipated one, is Spider-Man. When they eventually dropped that on PC, because they was already on that corporate strategy meeting. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. They showed Miles and they showed Spider-Man 2018. So
I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the last game to like hit because of the long legs that game has on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because that game still charts, and I think it's crazy that game just keeps charting MPDs like left and right, and I don't think they're willing to give up that until it starts going down, and then they'll put Spider-Man Remaster or Miles Morales Ultimate Bundle or something like that for both games.
Yeah, I was about to agree with Crispy. Like, what about when Spider-Man 2023 is about to drop? Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it then for Spider-Man. Like, let's say, not obviously both, because Miles and Peter are in part 2.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunter, can you go buy Mario Kart on Steam right now?
No.
You can't? Oh.
Mario Kart.
Oh wait, I mean,
Nintendo and Sony are two different.
Wait. Which Mario Kart?
Nintendo Nintendo sells like hotcakes, and their games are.
We don't buy Nintendo games.
Are they exclusive though?
Hold on, we on PC we don't buy Nintendo games.
Yeah, you guys sealed the 7th season pirate. You guys are pirating God of War. I see you slick guys. They already.
Why are you saying you guys, sir? Because I own the copy.
He's already trying to deflect.
And I also saw you playing God of War on PC.
I do. Yeah, it's great.
And you have the God of War profile icon on your Steam.
Yeah, he had the Xbox control. He didn't think I saw that too. I don't know if he saw that video on it. He had his little video on Twitter. He's like, guys, it hits different. It hits different because I got the Xbox control. It don't feel
I've been gifted every PlayStation exclusive on Steam.
Yeah, because of Lobo.
Okay, I've never paid for a single PlayStation exclusive on Steam. Like Lobo gifts it to me as like a troll and as a gift, but I've never paid for a PlayStation.
He gives everyone.
Look, we all got PCs. I understand what's going on. I'm really not mad. People think I'm not mad, bro. I'm really not. I just think I always thought that PlayStation should have stuck to the traditional roots of. I'm not.
Use your aggressive tendencies. Let the hate
Big
flow.
Cloud, you own a
through
PS5
you.
only.
Let the hate
Okay?
flow through
Blaze
you.
4K got every console you can think
That's
of
right.
behind.
Let the
You
hate
don't.
flow.
This affects you, Big
Show
Cloud.
off that limited edition Halo edition Xbox. Go ahead, show it off.
I'm actually curious, Ben. Like, are you actually going to pick up an Xbox or a PC?
Right.
Are you
I mean,
just
I'm
not
PC.
going to play Activision or Bethesda games?
I mean, I'm mostly PC. Always been.
Mostly.
PC
Wait, whoa,
and
don't
PlayStation.
say that. Don't
when it
say
comes
that.
to
PlayStation
when it comes, hold
games.
up, time. When it comes to this Xbox games, I'm mostly on the PC side with that, and I've gamed my PlayStation. That's where I'm at. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
If you got a PlayStation and a PC, like what else?
That's really it. You know, they made it convenient for me. I have this for a reason. I mean, people think
he's got a $1,200 graphics card and he still plays multiplats on. Like he's like, it's not like every multiplayer. He doesn't try. Like Dying Light's coming out, he's buying it on PlayStation. Which
I buy it everywhere.
I
buy it everywhere.
No,
I buy it everywhere. I buy most.
You don't use your PC to its potential. That's all I'm saying.
Oh god.
You got a good graphics card. You never use it. You play mini golf games in Rogue Company, bro.
What's wrong with Rogue? Can I say something wrong with my Rogue?
Nothing. I love it.
You disrespecting my Rogue? Oh, well, what?
Love it.
Disrespect my Rogue?
Love it. I love PlayStation, man. I just don't want them being pirated and you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, y'all wild today.
Yeah.
How long we been going here? Oh yeah, hour for you. I mean, not much else to really say. Not much really happened aside from the acquisition and the doom and gloom story. Unless you guys got anything else you want to add.
What he's been playing lately.
Oh yeah, we can ask that. Paul, what you been playing?
So I can't actually get into well. I can't get into it too much, but one thing I can say is that I have Dying Light 2, so I'm playing that.
Ooh.
I can't.
You can't say nothing.
I shouldn't have even said it because I can't. Like I'm under embargo. I can't really say anything about that. But I'll have impressions.
Wait, you got the console version?
Around launch. Yeah, I got it for PlayStation.
Wow,
nice.
Is it running? Wow, all right.
Wait,
I'll talk to you after.
We'll talk about it.
No.
Okay.
I can't say anything about that, but and then I can't even tell you what I'm playing, man. I'm playing another game that I can't tell you.
Yeah, you can't say.
I'm not even allowed to like announce on social. Yeah, it's.
We got seafood. We got Dying
Wait. Can you at least say a game that you can talk about or no?
No. But hold on, before he moves on, I'm not pressuring you too much. But is the other game are you playing? Is it a blue game or is it a neutral game?
Well, I mean, I play all my games pretty much on PlayStation. So.
No. But is it?
He got you. He got you.
Hunter, you're a smart guy. I know that. All right.
Yo, he dashed out the quiz.
That was smart as hell, dude. Wow.
Redhood, what you playing?
What have I been playing, man? I'm playing some. I can't talk about one. I'll say that because someone will come and get me. But I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I have been playing God of War on PC. Some Final Fantasy 14. And just waiting for Dying Light 2 as well. So I'm kind of jealous.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait.
Yeah,
Normal people gotta wait.
Definitely gotta wait.
We gotta wait, man. God.
What is Blaze playing?
VR and what am I? Oh, I'm playing Rainbow Six Extraction. That's what I'm playing.
Okay.
That's
What's
what
about that
I'm
VR
actually-
game when you were shooting the zombies?
I'm actually diving in this week. Like that's my weekend is reserved for Extraction.
Dude,
Oh.
Hunter, if you want to play, bro, it's actually a decent co-op game, bro. Seriously, it's pretty fun. It's
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege like that. Everything's destructible, bro. It's so cool. Like putting holes in everything. Like anything is destructible pretty much. And there's aliens and there's unique character skins and like there's penalties to dying. It's not like just kill waves and waves. Like there's penalties and repercussions on how you do shit. It's pretty confusing, but you'll learn it as you go, and it's like wow, that's clever. Like not a lot of games do it that way. Like if you die, you got to go back and rescue the body of your character, or you'll lose him and you won't be able to play him for a while.
Yeah.
So you got to go rescue him. Like it's almost like a Death Stranding where you got to like they're all mummified. You got to put them in this container, and then you'll be able to use them again. But if you don't, and he ends up dying, then you have to wait like a time period. It's pretty cool. It's fun.
What like the biggest thing that I want to know with that is what did you think of like those like parasite alien creatures? Is it like there's a big difference between like, you know, average enemy AI versus like, you know, if I'm thinking of like top tier, I'm thinking of like Left 4 Dead, you know what I mean? Like the
Right.
when like, you know, the super zombies come out for Left 4 Dead, you're just like you just feel it, right? Like do you get a sense like when like one of the like tougher enemies come out, does it like give you a sense of like presence and you're excited and your energy and adrenaline's pumping?
Yeah. So here's the thing about that. Like there's moderate difficulty, then there's hard, and there's super hard. And like right now I'm only in the first section, and you gotta it's challenging. I haven't even beat the first section because I've only played with a few people, and then I've been playing by myself or quick play, and like you gotta communicate. It's like one of those games where like I'll just say this, yeah, there are different alien types, and when when one type comes out, I don't want to spoil for you. It's like, dude, it's cool. I'll just say it's not it's not gonna be revolutionary like a Left 4 Dead, but they do enough refreshing things where it keeps you playing. But,
cool, man. Well, and
yeah,
the other question I have,
$30 game,
yeah, I mean it's on Game Pass too if you got that right.
Right.
The other question I had is like one of the big mechanics in that game is I forget the name of it, but there's like a black ooze or whatever that like it basically covers the area and it sort of like energizes it. Like how does that play out? Is that a cool mechanic? Do you find
it is? So every time you kill an enemy, that black ooze will contaminate the floor, and you can shoot your it's strategic, man, because you got to shoot. You can either shoot the ground and move quicker, or because if you look, to give you an example, I had 2 aliens in front of me, and one was chasing me. So I knew the guy behind me was closer than the 2 guys in front of me. So what I did was I stopped. I shot the ground in front of me to give me some space. I turned around. I can't explain, but it slows you down.
Got it.
And
it makes them faster, right?
Right, and it makes them faster if they're on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
See, I'm excited about that. I'm a big StarCraft fan, so it kind of reminds me of the the Horde or whatever. And
did you like Aliens? You remember Aliens?
Yeah.
The Fire Team. The Fire Team. Yeah. Fire Team.
Oh, Alien. Are you talking about Fire Team or are you talking about Isolation?
Yeah, Fire Team. The one that
Yeah. I actually liked Fire Team a lot. It was I played that for like 20, 30, 40 hours. The only reason why I stopped playing it is they don't have a quick play.
That it's not really that well optimized too. Like there's some issues with the game connecting wise.
I was constantly getting just like regular like a
bots.
CPU bots, right?
Yeah.
And they suck. Like you can't.
They do.
You like they're good if you're playing on like normal or easy, but if you're playing the harder difficulties, they suck.
You can't
right?
survive.
Yo, Hunter, you know what we need, bro? Since you're aliens, man, we need Alien Isolation 2. I need that to happen. Sure. That needs.
I want that Colonial Marines campaign, like just not a horde shooter, just a traditional campaign in that environment.
Like, what about that mixed with like Isolation? Like you're an actual soldier this time, and you got to get your weapons.
Alien Isolation is one of the most beautiful, well done games. I just like Outlast. It's done so well. I just don't like being the prey. I don't like hiding in lockers. And sitting there, dude, I don't like being helpless. I feel helpless.
That's kind of how it is, though, right?
I know. I get it. That's the point of the game. I just don't like that type of scenario. I don't want to be in that scenario. That's it. I don't want to sound like a dude, bro, but give me a gun, dude. Let me fight back.
Do you think though that Disney would like allow it to happen? Having a game for Alien to happen again, Alien Isolation, Alien Marine, stuff like that.
Bro, I want it. I would hope so. I mean, Disney's been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah. The MCU, for God's sake, they changed the game with TV shows. Why not?
They did Fire Team just last year, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So why not? Yeah.
But Fire
I'm
Team's
actually,
not as
like,
gory. I don't know if they're gonna make a gore fest like Isolation was. You know what I mean? Because Isolation was had some gore
Well,
moments.
they splattered that green stuff. I thought it was you know, if you played to the later levels, I don't think you did as much as I did. But once you got to the humans where the snipers were, man, that shit got pretty challenging, bro. Like the
yeah.
you
It's
know what I
meant to be
mean, Hunter?
played with
Like
a
those
team.
snipers and stuff.
The acid was like the big thing for me. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
kill you
especially
so
when
fast.
like 10 of them rush at you and you've got like acid pools everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like games, I actually thought it was really good. Like there was just so much potential that just they didn't have as much ongoing content. Like I don't know, it just kind of got stale for me after a couple
They
months.
needed a little time. It felt like it needed a little time to cook a little bit more ideas, more content.
And even the like the horde mode that you can play wasn't that well thought out, right?
Yeah,
Did
it
you play
wasn't.
that?
Yeah.
It wasn't
Where
fleshed
it's just like unlimited waves.
Yeah.
I played it like a couple of
And not
times, but
enough
then
health. It's like, ugh.
yeah, it just like I don't know, it just got overwhelming too fast, right?
Yeah.
Like after like by the time you get round 10, 11, it just starts getting like super ridiculously
and those
hard.
bots
and
are no help or nothing. It's like, like
yeah, like I played Gears 4 horde mode for a ridiculous amount, 1,000
That was
hours,
fun. I
think.
played a lot of Gears 4 Horde.
2,000 hours, but what made that so fun is like you could every single round you could just keep on building your fortifications up,
Build
right?
traps. Yep.
Yeah, like put the turrets down, put the spikes in front of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, there wasn't like that kind of level of like defending yourself with Alien Fireteam Horde mode. So I was just like, it's not fun. So too bad. But
Idea.
because I think they just announced season 2. I saw there was like, I think the developers tweeted
At least
that
they're
out.
supporting it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We said that about another game, movie license game. I don't know if Hunter played it, but it was Predator.
What Predator? Oh yeah.
Remember Predator?
Oh, the hunting ground?
Yeah, Hunter.
The game was bad, man.
No.
That was so
There was a hey Arnold's dropping. I'm like,
Shot,
okay,
we gave it a shot for a month.
We did.
man.
We did.
We tried
We
to
supported
like
the hell
it,
out.
bro.
They were
Yeah.
cool though. They're good people. They actually retweeted everybody's tweets and everything. They were appreciative. But
Yeah.
in terms of
I actually feel
longevity,
like yeah, I said that to me was like it kind of hit me because I felt bad because the team is actually really good, right?
Yeah.
Like the development team, I love them. I just think they've got heart and soul, but yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Gio Corsi. All they're good people. It's
Gio,
just,
of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's like damn. If they had the budget, like I remember, I pitched an idea to them because like the Scream movies are now finally taking off again. I was like, dude, why don't you make a movie with Ghostface?
What I'm actually like,
yeah,
that'd be Ghostface would be good. What I'm actually surprised about is that, like, for Predator and for Destruction All Stars, I'm amazed that Sony supported. Like, there was like so much DLC. Like, I think Destruction All Stars just got a major update a couple days ago, and I'm like, are people playing like for the 10,000 people or 5,000 people that maybe play it still? I don't know. But I'm happy that they support it long term, but I'm actually wondering why. Like
they need multiplayer games. That's what it is. They really need multiplayer.
And Hunter, by the way,
and Knockout City's another too.
That favor you did for me and Big Cloud, was awesome, bro. By the way, I never really got to thank you, like truly for that though. That was cool. That was dope. You know what I mean? It was
no worries,
cool,
man. Always good to help you guys out.
That was awesome.
Love you guys, like being on the show. So,
hey, I kept getting messages like, "How are you?"
Oh
doing
Lord,
this right
dude.
Well,
dudes who ghosted me,
Hunter,
dudes that ghosted me for months hit me up. It was like, "Yo, how you doing this?" I'm
yeah,
like,
bro, it's so funny. You should have seen everybody flocking. I was like, "Dude, how'd you get?"
Oh,
it's like, dude,
that was funny.
Dude, I wanted to tell him so bad, but I'm like, I can't.
I just can't. You just can't. Just keep moving. Oh shit. Oh, what time is it? Oh yeah, we're pretty much at the hour and 50 mark at this point.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. I wish Hunter wasn't so, I don't know, busy or whatever. But dude, you look, man, you can come on any goddamn time, bro.
Yeah, we got a proposition for you at the end of the show. We want to talk about it after the show. What?
Yeah, man, I definitely want to come back. Like I always have a blast talk with you guys. You guys are just so chill and You know what? I have to just say this too, man. Like I've done like a bunch of podcasts out there and just like did like the tours and stuff like that. But the thing that I like is you guys are just like you're real and like it's not just about trash and stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many like podcasts that are just like they choose a side and like go at it and attack. Like you were telling me earlier, like Blaze, that Halo is like one of your favorite games. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it is.
It's your game of the year last year or whatever, right? Like that kind of stuff. Like other podcasts you don't get that. Everyone's just like I'm either like 100 hardcore PlayStation, hardcore Xbox, and like I hate the other two.
Dude, I see some wild stuff over the Halo thing. Like dudes say Halo Infinite is their game of the year, and then they'll get ratioed or something, and they go, "Oh, you know what? I take it back." Return on Mike. What do you mean you take it back? It's your game of the year. It's your game of the year.
Like what you like, man.
Like what you like. Enjoy the games. Like
people are so they want to be on the cool side so bad that they'll flip flop their answer continuously just to fit into a crowd. Like, dude, like what you like, man. Yeah. I'm a PlayStation guy. I prefer PlayStation exclusive, but dude, I'm not missing out on any Xbox exclusive that's interesting to me. I'm not doing it. I will play it. If it's interesting, I'm playing it. I don't give a shit, dude.
Starfield, man. Like,
dude.
Like that's a perfect example. I don't know anything about that game. I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to suck.
It just sounds.
It's like the concept is cool and
Fallout in space. Come on, bro.
If it literally is Fallout in space, man, it's gonna be so good. But regardless, you know what I mean? Like regardless, I'm there day one. Like I'm not gonna be one of those that are like, oh, it's Bethesda, it's Xbox. Like screw that. Like whatever, man. Like people that do that, you're just denying yourself, man. Like
exactly
right.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't look cool. Like when you say stuff like that, it's like, do you think you sound cool? That you're actually not going to play a game that could potentially be Fallout in space. You know what I mean? Like it looks
they
bad on you, man.
I'm gonna miss out on the game of the generation because somebody in the chat says they don't like it. No, I'm gonna try out something and give my opinion. That's just how I look at it. I've always looked at it. But
yeah, man, like just wait until like id announces the next Doom game, right? And
or the new
Wolfenstein
7.
And you gotta be a goddamn fool.
Can't wait for
if you think I'm skipping Doom because I like PlayStation.
Exactly.
Goddamn fool,
think about like Indiana Jones, man. Right? Like Indiana Jones.
Now that one could be a nice skip.
All right, okay.
I'm
gonna say this right now in front of both of you. If that is a damn Uncharted clone to the max, I'm gonna laugh. That's what I'm telling you now. It better not.
Yeah, but if it's done correctly,
yeah,
I'll play it, dude. If it looks interesting, I'll play it, bro.
But I'm talking about shot for shot platforming, the whip basically replacing the rope from Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
I know, but Big Cloud, you think Uncharted didn't take inspiration from a reboot?
No, it did. It did. Amy Hennig said that.
Uncharted grabbed a lot from Tomb Raider, bro. It did. A reboot of Tomb Raider helped Uncharted, bro. You can't say
that's true. That's true.
Wait, I thought the Tomb Raider reboot came after Uncharted.
Because
dude,
I'm saying Uncharted 4, like when you seen the
with the pickaxe. All right. Again, Paul, thank you for coming on the show, my guy. Good to finally talk to you again. I know you were eager to get back on, and I'm glad you had fun. That's always the goal. I met you, obviously, things were a little different. Now I'm working with IGN, but always a pleasure to have you on the show. So thank you so much.
He's a big shot now, Paul. You see IGN working. I can't get a hold of him now and stuff. It's bad.
It's good though, man. You deserve that.
I can't get a hold of him. He doesn't pick up my call. He's like,
lies.
No, but he does. He's putting a lot of work and effort. And, bro, honestly, this is the thing I'll say about Big Cloud, about people in general. Like, if I buy a Ferrari, you shouldn't be jealous because I have a Ferrari. You should be like, wow, he's got a Ferrari. That's my friend. Now I can ride in the Ferrari with him. Like, why do people look at it like, oh, he's screwed? You know what I mean? Like, just I don't. People see the bad in everything nowadays. Like, people just view, like, I'm very optimistic. I'm really standoffish on new people. I'm not gonna lie. I have a bad habit. I think people are fake and they always got motives. Their motives are completely messed up. But you really always gotta give people the benefit of the doubt. You have to. You gotta give them that chance,
Dude, that's that's how I became a multi-platform gamer, like exactly like what you're saying, because like when I think back, I became multi-platform like really in the 16-bit era, and I was like a huge Nintendo fan. I was like a huge fanboy. I had Nintendo, I had Super Nintendo, I had Game Boy, all that. And my friend was like a huge Sega fan, right? And at first, like I was like, Sega, like screw that, like why do I? But like the Ferrari, man, like I one day he brought it over and he was like showing me like Shinobi and like Sonic and Strider and like all these games, and I was like, man, these are actually like just as good.
Fire games.
Yeah.
Maybe even like and then he showed me like Shining Force and some of the role playing games, Phantasy Star, and I was like. At some point, I was like, you know what? I need a Genesis. Like, I can't just live with
Yeah.
Nintendo. I've got to get a Genesis, and that was like from that point on, I was like, I cannot limit myself, man. Like, if somebody has something that I don't have, I want to try it. I want to ride that Ferrari, and you never know. Like, you never know. You know what I mean?
There you go. Absolutely, agreed. Shout out to Luca in the chat. What's up, Luca? Scumcast, I see you. Of course, our other special guest, the quiet one.
I mean, we talk to him every day, man.
Even though we talk,
give him
yeah,
a
we
shot.
talk. This ain't nothing special, but nah, I'm playing. That's our brother. But
Sure.
I'm glad he could join us. Our good friend, aka one of the orphans, the Warriors with the Overlevel podcast. You know what I mean?
This guy.
Hey, Redhood is a very informative guy, bro.
He really
Redhood,
is. He knows he's talking
he
about.
really is smart. He knows his shit for real. He pays attention. Okay, he does his homework, and every time I have a conversation with him, very rarely he can't give me at least an answer or his perspective on something. Like, he's always paying attention. He knows what's going on. Like, he follows the culture, and he's a good guy, bro. Like, he always, I'm telling you, he's too good of a guy, bro.
He is.
Man, I have to give you kudos too for knowing that From Software was owned by Katakawa. That is like. When you said that, that's when I knew what you're saying, Blaze. I was like, okay, he knows what he's talking about, because I see that all the time. Like, people, whenever the conversation comes up, it's like, who should Sony acquire? You always see like it'll
From
be like
Software.
20 people from. I used to respond like a year or two ago. I gave up because it's just too many of it. But I was like, I'd reply back and be like, well, just so you know, like From is not actually independent. They're actually owned by a major corporation in Japan, and like they're not gonna sell From Software, so it's never gonna happen.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, kudos to you, because I was just like, man, he knows what he's talking about. So.
Yeah, I try to keep like up to date on everything, even like some of the genres I don't like, but I'm just like trying to like understand everything, like when it comes to even like WoW and stuff like that. Even though I don't care for WoW, I try to like get my perspective and stuff like that, because they definitely like need more like public like perspectives and stuff like that, especially because like seeing Asmongold and stuff like that. And those content creators, I feel bad for them, because they really like something, and like if you like a franchise and it keeps going down the drain, it's just like sad to see and stuff like that. And I kind of like wish people had that perspective, but you can't really like do anything about that. But like I said, grateful to be on finally, like the first episode, and it was a very good episode, to say the least. Hearing everyone's perspective on things, and like I said, Hunter said it well, a lot of podcasts will probably go one side or the other and not try to look at everything in all perspectives.
It's very true.
Pros and cons. Yeah. Because like when I like sometimes I'm listening to it, I'm just like, I just can't. I'd like turn off that podcast.
Tone off.
And then just like try to like watch something else or anything like that. But make sure to sub to everybody. Blaze has his own podcast with Solidcast. Make sure to check that out. Really good. Talks about some real shit. And I'm just like, wow, it's really good and informative. It kind of helps out the youth in terms of like even young males and stuff like that. So I feel like that's a very good demographic Blaze does that a lot of people don't really go for and stuff. And it's very informative. And Big Cloud, you're like literally going all the way up And make sure not to forget the little guys and stuff
I
like
never
that.
forget the
Once
little
you
guys. My
get
door is
you hit
always
the
open.
IGN like Hollywood
Nah.
status and stuff like that. But no, you're doing great work there too, and on the channel. So kudos to that. And I've seen Hunter your tweets and stuff like that, and some of the stuff you put out. It's really good as well. So
Hunter can tweet a picture of the floor and get fucking up.
Hey, he'll get more love than what was it, Blue Box, Hunter? When they were showing off all them crazy tweets, and then we saw the little.
Yeah,
trailer.
what happened to Blue Box and the whole download? What happened to that whole thing? What the? Remember the whole download and go on this time? And what happened?
Remember that?
Well, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. They tweeted again. Finally, like they were dormant for a couple of months, but it seemed
like what the hell is this?
Yeah, I think they
it.
said that it was going to be like early 2022 that they were going to actually have.
Right.
It's so weird because they said that they're going to have basically like a playable demo that's actually going to have trophies. I don't even know.
What the hell are you talking? Like,
Never
what is
heard
going
of that.
on? Yeah, like it's weird. And then this whole app and nothing's happened with this app, and then they're still cryptic, and then it feels like every other month, the director is like, oh my god, everybody thinks I'm a scam.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. I'm like
I'm only following it because like something inside me just says I need to see this to the end.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I maybe back in August of last year, I actually thought like this is going to be something biggish, maybe. Like it could have been Kojima, it could have been it could have been Silent Hill, it could have been something. At this point, I'm like, no, it is what it is.
I don't think Kojima would goof up as bad as they did with the first reveal. You know what I'm talking about? When they first showed the trailer and the app didn't work for a whole day. And then when we finally got it, it was just a trailer we saw on Twitter. But with music, it's like, I don't think they would goof up.
I'll probably end up like, if it's a big if, but if it actually comes to completion and the game launches, which like it seems funny because everyone's seen like the history of the studio. They've got like something like 6 or 7 projects that have never actually been like 100% finished. But yeah, even if it comes out, like I'm gonna have to play it. Like I mean, I'm sure it's not gonna be anywhere near as good as what I want. But just to say that I did. I
gotta see what it's about. Seriously,
curiosity, man.
I'll just say the weirdest thing for that is like the way he tweets the time frames, and like I went down all the rabbit holes. I think like Big Cloud can attest to this. I went down through every freaking rabbit hole there was, like connecting dots and stuff like that. And then after
your expectations kept going down and down.
Like, yo, what is happening? And like now he's just tweeting like the toxicity stuff, and I'm just like, no one should get toxicity, but you also kind of played into a lot of the stuff. So
damn sure did.
Kind of get mad.
No.
And I'm just like, the weirdest thing was like Shu tweeting about it and like PlayStation giving that platform and not shutting any of the rumors or speculation down whatsoever.
Yeah.
What did he say? The tweet that really set it off though? He said our game starts with an S and ends with an L.
Ends with an L, yeah.
That's where it was like, okay, you opened up Pandora's box for any backlash you might get over if it's not what people are suggesting, and that's Silent Hill. So he did all that. Redhood, I'm surprised you didn't plug the Overleveled podcast.
Oh,
I know. I mean, your background's
red
for a reason because it happens to be blessed.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hit that. Bless us with the
podcast.
Stop
this. Anyways, Overleveled podcast Tuesdays 8:30. Check that out. I'm gonna try and create some more content on the channel. Might do some YouTube shorts. I've been seeing that starting to gain traction for whatever reason in terms of Easter eggs for certain games. I'll probably do some of that, some TV and movie reviews and stuff for the upcoming. Definitely going to be reviewing Batman, the Batman.
Yeah, we heard the theme song finally. Hunter, you got to listen to the official theme song for the new Batman. Really good. It's badass.
Yeah, and I'll stream it on Twitch sometimes, so check that out. Redhood420, Twitter, Redhood240. And thank you guys again, and thank you guys for letting me be on.
Absolutely. Anytime. And of course, Blaze 4K.
Yeah,
wake up.
My girlfriend's like, can you order sushi? I'm like, can you? I'm like, okay, I'll order it. Jeez.
I know you,
dude. Never ask a woman what she wants to eat. What do you want to eat? I just sat there for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what do you want? No, what do you want? Because every time I order something I want, oh God,
Nope.
God forbid you order the wrong thing. Anyway, Redhood, like I said, bro, much praise to you as always. Thank you for being a supporter of me and BitCloud. You're always there for us. Hunter, dude, listen, man. Like I said, dude, before someone else snatches you up out there, bro. You know, nice little, you can just ink the deal. You could be a every other week type of guy. You don't gotta be a full time, but let's Anyway, what I'm trying to say, Hunter, is we appreciate your time and you're like I said, you're super knowledgeable on shit, dude, especially in the gaming topics. You're such a humble guy, dude. Like I told you this before. For a guy that has the amount of followers you do, you're so reachable and you're so normal. You're human, There's some other guys. I just put out a tweet like, dude, be humble. Like, whether you have 80 or 100,000, like, just be humble, man. Like, just. But you've always been a guy that's just cool, like likes tweets, like you're just a normal human being, dude. Like I can't even tell you how much I can't even tell you how much I respect that, dude. It's such a real human nature from you. Like you don't act like a big shot, like because dude, there's guys that got 10,000 followers and they think they're. I'm telling you, dude, BitCloud. Like, am I wrong, dude? Like they think like they'll if they like your tweet, they did you a favor. Like, dude, you got 10. It's just I appreciate you just being humble, and just coming on our show, dude. Like your time is money, dude. You got a wife. Like I just appreciate your time, bro. That's it, man. And you're welcome anytime.
Thanks, man. Like I said, I like talking about games, and I like people that are knowledgeable and interesting and that I can gel with, and I have a lot of fun on your podcast. So I definitely want to chat about every other week or regular recurrences. Like let's do some talking.
Oh, absolutely,
come back again.
Guys. We might have another member for this show. We'll talk about this off air and we'll announce it for sure. Guys, seriously, episode I think it's 175.
That's a lot of episodes, man. That's
175.
Crazy.
That's crazy. 175 episodes, and it's crazy how this podcast eventually started and where it's gone. You know what I mean? Like we went from this direction where we were just kind of one direction and we expanded and gone this way. And it's crazy.
BitCloud, tell Hunter, like Hunter, this podcast was a blue, pro blue, mostly Sony, everything pro Sony. Like it, like, I would say a year ago, 2 years ago, but with BitCloud, like we started talking like, yo, BitCloud, we play everything, man.
Yeah, we're not like everybody else.
BitCloud, you know what it was, Hunter? We took a hit viewers wise, going that direction, getting like BitCloud started getting developers and people from the industry and voice actors, and we stopped doing. Listen, I still sprinkle in this pro Sony stuff, but it's kind of like comical and I'm joking and serious at the same time. But it's mostly just making fun out of it. But we were like BitCloud, we play everything, bro. We're excited for all games. Like why we, and
why we
BitCloud made the decision.
Dude, I do the same thing on my Twitter. Like this is why I like talk with you guys because like there's so many podcasts out there that are just, as far as I can see, pandering. That's all they do. They just pander to the and here's the thing, man. Like pandering works. We all know that.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
If we all tweeted out like, we're gonna have like this like pro Sony discussion today, and it's gonna be like rah rah rah, everything's gonna be like great about Sony, and Xbox sucks and PC sucks and Nintendo sucks and all, like we probably, I'm sure we could have got 100 more people, 200 more people. Like the people just eat that stuff up, you know what I mean? But like it's just better to be real, right? I can't like, right. And I was like saying, I was doing that on my Twitter too, because like you guys all know, like you guys see my tweets. I tweet about Sony like 90% of the time.
Somebody twists it into something, every time.
Yeah. But I know like I started to like really starting to inject like tweeting about other platforms just like a year or two ago. And I remember like when I first started tweeting about Xbox, every single tweet that I would get like 10% the engagement of my Sony tweets, and I'd also lose followers. Like
yeah.
I must have lost like
yeah.
hundreds of followers.
I remember I said about the Activision deal, bro. Where I was like, dude. So when Phil was being vague and I put out that tweet, I was sitting going, I'm guessing they're just gonna do, you know, what we said earlier. They're gonna do all the obligations. After the obligations, everything's gonna be set exclusive after a set amount of time. And then, as soon as I said that, it felt like only 2% people actually watched the tweet, and then the others were like, I got some weird comments in the midst. I'm like, guys, I'm going off a track record. We're going off a track record, and we're looking at how vague these tweets are.
Yeah, man. Last August, I was tweeting about how much I loved Psychonauts 2, and I actually gave more credit to Xbox. I know it came out on PS4, but I played the Xbox Series version, and I was doing Xbox shares. Man, I had so many people that were just like, "Oh, like I can't believe you like this game, and Ratchet's better." And I'm just like I'm at the point now where it's just like, you just whatever you like. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Screw the people. Man, I'll play Psychonauts 2, and if it's one of my best games of the year, I'll talk about that. I'll tweet about it. I'll keep on tweeting about it. Like, I don't care if my audience is
that's sad that you can't be upfront with
like,
your audience. You know what I mean? That's when you know it's sad. If you can't be upfront with your audience, like if you like something, you like it.
Yeah.
You know? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Yeah.
I am like actually so excited for this gen because I cannot wait until I'm tweeting the hell out of Xbox.
Yeah.
I want to see what my audience will like. Some people will unfollow, some will hate me, right? But again, like we're talking with Starfield, right? I'm not Blaze, you're not missing it. I'm not missing it, man. Like, you'd be crazy. Why would you intentionally miss it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, if the game is interesting, it looks interesting, I'm gonna play it, and this is exactly what you guys do on the podcast, right?
Yeah, but Hunter, maybe some of your followers be like, Hunter, like, look what got you there, you know?
Yeah.
Us core PlayStation followers. That's you know, and it's like, dude, yes, man, but like bro, I can't believe some people are really stuck on a platform.
Yeah.
And they will not. They'll just ignore it and say it's trash, just to like. I just can't comprehend that anymore. It's got to be you got to be young to think.
Well, that's the sports analogy. Is like, you're repping their teams for whatever reason, even though you're a consumer. It's like sports. That's way different. You're a consumer at the end of the day. You want what's best for the industry in terms of competition and stuff. And it's just like when you put on the cape and rep, even though the company does bad things, it's weird.
Oh, I showed everybody your video, Redhood. You know, you punching your TV when the Cowboys lost.
That definitely was not
they hit
because that OLED would yikes, I would not do anything.
Was that the one where the guy shot it too?
Yeah. He like threw a beer at it, then like punched it, and shot it up.
I can't do something like that.
What console do you got, Hunter? You got a Series S?
I have all the major ones. I've got Series X. I've got PS5. Nintendo Switch, gaming PC, and I've got Steam Deck coming. It's like I
thought you had him like
I think like third wave or whatever. So when I've got a
pre-order. Are you Q3? You Q3?
Yeah. I got
Q1.
He's Q1.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I'm Q1. 2022.
But you're selling me yours, so I don't know.
No, that's an Nova, man. Keep in mind.
Like, here's the thing too. Like, I actually have a gaming PC, but it's a little bit older, but when my Steam Deck comes in, like, I fully expect that. I told you before, like, I'm probably like 80-90% on PlayStation. I could see 60% on PlayStation, 30% on PC. Like, it's like wherever the good games are, man, and also too, like, Steam has ridiculous sales, right? Like, if there's If I have the choice of spending $40 on PS5 or $25 on Steam, I'll just buy it on Steam, man.
Hunter, I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you right now. Look, there's no bigger. Like, I'm a big Sony guy, but once I've started getting into PC game, like, I don't know what kind of GPU you want. It's not important, but like, I bought I got the best GPU you can buy right now.
Here we go.
I'm just telling you that.
Here we go.
The mods, the things you can do, like Days Gone. There's mods that like. Completely new outfits, new bike, new like you can add much more blood. Like there's so much little things you can do like that. And dude, the games look incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
It's
telling
like
you,
Game Genie. You guys remember?
dude, it's Game Genie. Yes, yeah, bro. You can
Game
download.
Shark,
You can
man.
literally
It's fucking
download
Game
a save
Shark.
file. You can
Yeah.
download save files to a game that you and just the games at the end. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, and then for the Steam Deck, like you don't even have to have the OS, the Proton OS, or
Yeah.
for Steam, you could have Windows 10.
Yep.
Download Discord, download the Steam application, Game Pass on it, Epic, Ubisoft,
that's
EA.
Some of these
Yeah.
mods on PC too are just wild though. Like I saw this one for Tekken 7. They turned Kuma into his epic form, like his ultimate form and shit like that. It's just like,
dude, there's so much potential. Like The Witcher 3 is a game, and then we'll get out of it. The Witcher 3 is a game I could never get into on PS4. I tried 1,000 times, and I couldn't get into it. I don't know if it was the frame rate, the resolution, because there wasn't enhanced. It's just a regular PS4 game. I got my PC. I added like 4K textures, like longer grass, spells casted shadows, and more blood. Dude, I just ended up being immersed to like Witcher 3 is one of my most beloved games of all time at this point. Like I don't know what it was. I still use a controller, dude. Like I don't, keyboard and mouse is just, if I have to use it, I have to use it. But I just hit my controller, turn it on, and I'm playing wirelessly, just like I would on a console. Like people get so intimidated by PC gaming. You literally click the game, pick up your controller, and you're playing. There's no loophole.
Yeah. I've got like probably, geez, man, like 70 free games from the Epic Game Store.
Epic is, yeah, dude. You built a massive library. It's crazy.
So I think I will actually probably put Windows on my Steam Deck so I can access, because I literally haven't played any of them. I've just been collecting the free games.
Me too. Me too.
uh-oh.
Sorry.
It's like my weekly ritual. It's like I gotta check out the Steam Store, just grab my free game, never play it, but just grab it.
Hey, they're there when you need it, man. Corbin Dallas.
Shout out to Corbin. What's
Yeah,
up?
great show.
Let's see. 1 second. It's a question to the panel, aka Sony Avengers. Would you prefer having COD on the Sony platform or Uncle Phil take it away to force Jim Ryan or Jim 1 to two-step Ryan to have announced the husband? We kind of answered that earlier. Pretty much to summarize it, Activision getting bought by Microsoft is probably one of the best things that's happened to them, because you see a lot of better future for them, because they're going to get rid of all the bad in there, such as Bobby Kotick. He's gone. That asshole, we already ripped him to shreds, but he has to go. He's gone after the deal is finalized. And as far as how Sony's going to respond, I do see the OG, like, cutthroat Sony coming back now with this, and they're being much more aggressive with their first party, because that's what we really want. I want that Sony from the PlayStation 3 gen to really rev these games out and really start pushing and being creative even more, as opposed to dropping 1 or 2 games a year and sitting back and relying on Call of Duty to sell the console type of thing. No, I expect to see more. So that's where
I think it's that too, Big Club, but I think it's games are just more expensive and they take way more time to develop. Okay, and these games are getting bigger and bigger every time. And not only that, you throw a 2-year pandemic in it, things just slow down, dude. That's just the bottom line, dude. I feel like games are gonna get bigger and they're gonna push the boundaries even more, and it's gonna take more time. I just think I don't want Sony PS3. I think PlayStation is pop culture right now. Like Sony can do no wrong right now. Like everything's just really working for them. Whether it's just their fan base is on board, is what I'm saying. If they put out a PS Vita 2 tomorrow and announced it, it would sell out like crazy, dude, and people would buy it. I think PS3 Sony was a different Sony. They were different, and they had some good things, some good points about them, but they also had some bad points, bro. They were very arrogant. You know what I mean? They said the generation don't start until we, like, dude, you're selling a $600-$700 console, buddy. What are you talking about?
And I agree also. Naughty Dog also needs to step up. Insomniac is a testament of how many games I want to see. I'm not saying you got to drop as many, but I'm saying I need more than one game agenda from Naughty Dog.
Quality. I mean, there's quality. There's
man, get that out of my face. Get out of my face with that.
There is, though.
Get out of my face. No, get out of my face.
The only thing I could, I'm wondering if Naughty Dog has two teams or whatnot, because Insomniac has a team in my state, in Raleigh, North Carolina, and then they have their bigger team in California. So I'm wondering if that's the same thing with Naughty Dog or not.
It seems like it from what, like, at least from rumors that we've heard, they've got multiple teams right now. They've got like, obviously they're working on the factions.
Yeah, and then
on
the
Yeah, they
multiplayer.
just started factions.
and then like whatever their next big story game is. But there's actually, I know we're like trying to wrap this up, but one thing that we actually, I didn't mention earlier, I thought about it, but we just moved topics. But the one thing that I think actually Sony should do, and this is like, they're already doing it, but it has to be like key to their strategy going forward, is what Shu is doing is like incredible and absolutely like rounds out the package that Sony offers. Because think about like when I think about big games that release this fall, Kena, right, or Kena, Bridge of Spirits, comes to mind. That is like amazing game and championed by Sony, and you know, like, let's make a sequel to that. But also too, like, when I know there's so many like big games we talked about that are coming out next month, but we've got Sifu coming out, right?
When's that dropping again?
February sometime.
Yeah, it's
right?
like February 8th or 9th. It's pretty early in the month.
Okay.
But it's like at least for me, and at least from what I've seen on social media, like, people are like really into Sifu. Like, they think Sifu looks awesome.
It does.
There's so much hype for that game, and it's like, sure it's not going to sell as much as like a Call of Duty, or not even nowhere close to a Call of Duty. But I mean, like, just from like perception wise, you know what I mean?
It looks like the next Sleeping Dogs, Hunter.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks just like Sleeping Dogs, the fight. Yeah.
Totally. And so, like, as long as Sony keeps on championing these like really awesome indie games, it, like, the thing is too, not to knock Xbox, but like, some of the indie games that they're championing, I think are like, you know, just as big as some of the AAA stuff that Microsoft is pushing, right? Like, when I'm probably like, I know, let's say like a good example is next month, Microsoft is publishing Crossfire X, right? The shooter game, right? I'm way more hyped for Sifu. I definitely want to play Crossfire. I want to play it. I want to see what it's like. I want to try it out. I'll probably play it on Game Pass. But like, I'm more hyped for Sifu, right? And so, like, and it's an indie game, right? That shouldn't have as much hype as it does, but because Sony, like,
they marketed it right.
They put it in their big press conferences, like the PS5 showcase events that they have. They put it in there. Stuff like that, it elevates it to like being almost like a AAA top tier title, right? So like, Shuhei is just, he's the man. Like, Fist is another good one too. I don't know if you guys played Fist, but
I saw it. I didn't play it. Like, I kind of missed that one because I was kind of you know that game Oddworld that we kept seeing at every PlayStation show. Yeah, that kind of was
Oddworld.
Yeah, that one right there kind of was like, tired of seeing Oddworld. Like, every show we're in, we're seeing Oddworld. But I agree.
I would say PlayStation does a good job with like marketing the indies that they have.
It's not $70, is it? Sifu?
And Xbox, the problem with them, they'll have like a whole long show for indies where it can get tiresome, but they still have good ones. It's just they don't market it well. Like Death's Door, I really like that game, and I just like kind of wish they kind of marketed it a bit more. But they're inside Xbox and stuff like that. They haven't like done one in a while. So they'll do something.
Yeah, it's only $50 on PSN, so it's not 70. That's good for Sifu.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm just trying to think, like, yeah, you're totally right. One game that I'm actually really interested in, and I want to play it, is The Artful Escape. Like, I don't know if you, like, Sony's been tweeting about that a little bit recently. But it's actually, like, it's so funny because I just sort of, like, it got on my radar the last week or two when I started seeing Sony like really push it on their social channels. And then I was doing some research and I'm like, the game's already out on Game Pass. Like, I didn't actually, it must have just been like one of those like weekly Game Pass tweets that they, I don't know, like, I just, like, they just didn't like shove it in my face. And so I have a subscription to Game Pass. So I was like, okay, I'll just play it now, right? And then I think the other one, what was it? just trying to think the what's the name of the new Drinkbox Studio game? Nobody saves the world or something like that.
Yeah.
That game too was like another game that I just sort of like got on my radar, and then I found out that it's day one on Game Pass, right? So I feel like actually Microsoft does have indie games on their platform that could be just as good as like Kena and Sifu, but they're not marketing it to the same degree as Sony is doing, and not sort of elevating it in players' minds. So yeah, I think like Shuhei is going to be so critical, and like, you know, there's going to be less games on PlayStation because Microsoft is buying all these publishers, but Sony can still fill the gaps with all these incredible AA indie games that they elevate to that AAA level in your mind, and that, you know, that could be a major boon for Sony coming up in the years to come.
Okay. You said Sifu. Wait, Sifu's not on Game Pass, is it?
No, he was talking the Drinkbox
like,
Studio game.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what?
Nobody saves the world, right?
Nobody saves the world.
Which like, and it's so funny because like this is the Guacamelee team, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Guacamelee, yeah.
And like when Guacamelee came out and the sequel came out, though, like I knew when it was coming out, I was like, I have to play these games. Like it just, and like the hype was just so up there, and then Nobody Saved the World. I think it came out just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Right. And like far less hype. Like it's so weird. I don't know why I didn't know about this game. I feel like Microsoft like really needs to, like you said, Red, it probably got shoved into like one of those indie presentations where it just kind of got lost in the mix.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Shit. Hold on 1 second. Make sure I got this right. Okay, yeah, we're good. So, that's pretty much it for us, guys. I want to thank everybody who came through. Great conversation. I mean, amazing conversation, really, as always. Paul, thank you again. Redhood, of course. Blaze 4K. See you guys on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday. Solidcast, his channel.
Yep.
And of course, every Friday here, RGT. We got big plans. Let's just tell you right now for this year. A lot of stuff to look out for. And you guys stay tuned. Make sure you guys check out my Twitter for all updates for that, because as usual, where I upload as much, it feels like. Obviously, YouTube, I'll be here for you guys as well. But big updates, I promise. Until next time, thank you guys for watching. And we will see you guys on the next one. You guys be blessed. Y'all be easy. Thank you guys again for watching. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Later.
Peace.